Hey, we're working now. What's up, everybody? Welcome to March Mascot Madness number 3. Boy, those Windows updates really do a number on your computer because it just goofs everything up in OBS. Welcome on in. This is part number 5. We are into the round of 32, part number 1. We're going to be starting over here. I picked the correct hand, which feels good. That's a weird sentence. We're going to be starting at the top of this list, working our way down, and then moving over to this side and working our way down. We have 8 games of action because every part is 8 games. Because 8 by 8 is 64, and it's a beautifully symmetrical number in every sense of it. I have forgotten to set up the first matchup here. We're looking at the settings and the rosters that I've been loading in. But welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. Happy Thursday or Saturday if you are watching this over on YouTube. Let's go ahead and get our first matchup set here. It is Washington taking on Kentucky to open up the 5th part of this. Gotta find the letters here. Kentucky. There they are. Washington can't stop battling cats. It's either Cougars or it's Wildcats. And then, hang on. They'll either have to fight a bear or a it doesn't matter. But we'll go ahead and get this one started. We have game number 1 of day number 5. Washington heading to Kentucky. Jump on in here. We do usually have to fix the skill level. I need to set that correctly. I keep forgetting because I do it the once and then it's like, okay. But I believe it's Lexington, Kentucky is where we are going. And we are off for game number 1, so sit back, relax. We have about 4 hours of basketball action coming your way. We also have Rango Part 2 coming up later tonight on the channel. So we're looking for some good stuff here. We're tipped and off Washington and Kentucky. McCray bounce pass to Malveston, to Courtney. I don't remember many of these names. The idea was that I would save the rosters, like auto-generate the rosters, save them, and then you would be able to kind of follow along and keep track of who is who a little bit better. I think it makes for a little bit more interesting commentary, and it's not just he passes to them, passes to he to them sort of thing. But so hopefully it's the same. But also, this happened 2 weeks ago, so I don't remember any of the names. Kentucky off to a fast 2-0 start here. They work with a full court defense, and we'll see what Washington can do. Washington is a team that doesn't normally perform super well. They have 4 wins in the tournament, which puts them pretty good looking, just as far as the wins number is. But or maybe they have 5 wins. But they have 3 losses, or 4 losses. 3 losses. How many tournaments have there been? 4 total. They have 5 wins and 4 losses, right? But they never make it out of the second round, or they made it out of the second round once as Jeffrey jumps and hits a 3 there. That was a great shot from beyond the arc. There was a defender right in his face, and he just elected not to jump with him. So we usually see Washington take care of the Cougars of Washington State and then immediately lose in the next round. I think the farthest they've gotten is maybe the Sweet 16. And they might have a bit of a tricky situation here with Kentucky and that full court defense. But we'll see what happens this time. I did write in my notebook important teams to keep an eye on. I don't believe either of these teams are particularly important. What I did notice when I was writing these down was that there was a really wide variety. There were 5 different champion picks out of the 6 brackets that were submitted. Washington's going to throw in a little full court press here. And then between the final 4, which would comprise of 24 teams, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 of them. Which is pretty good. No, I'm sorry. Final 4 would be 3 times 6 would be 18. My apologies. 18. And so we have a very good mix of teams, which is nice. I don't think those numbers make sense because I wrote the champion picks separately from the from the Final Four, and so there are some duplicates. Like Gonzaga is picked to win the whole tournament by one person, but they're picked as a Final Four team by a different person. So just those numbers might sound a little bit weird, but my point was just I was happy with and impressed and surprised by the variety. I just realized I forgot to update you on all of the standings. We have a 7-3 game here. About 2.5 minutes gone. McCray at the top of the 3-point area. He's going to drive it to the left. Into a double team. The Husky did not rotate very well defensively. Still missed the shot, but that was a pretty good look for Kentucky. So we can do that right now really quick. Still, Matt's predictions, because it hasn't changed since last time. In first with 19, 2 for Washington. That was a deep 2. It's a guessing game right behind with 17. Beebs picks 16. Fart King tied 16. Myself, Pickosaurus, and Goku's in last with only 15. But the points could change as they are more valuable here in the second round, and they'll only get more valuable as things ratchet up. I didn't even go 50% with my picks in the first round, and I lost 3 Final Four teams, I just realized. Also, for whatever reason, this update has made Microsoft Edge, it's made it count the individual tabs as like windows. So when you're alt-tabbing through stuff, instead of just one Microsoft Edge, it's like 3 of them. And I'm like, this is not helpful at all. If this for some reason got broken out into a best of, it's a March Mascot Madness, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. My computer decided to update itself the other day, like right before a stream. And boy, is it wreaked havoc with all of the things. 10-8, Washington has taken the lead here, as I talked for about a minute straight, getting you caught up on all the standings. I just forgot to do it, but I try to do it at the beginning, the middle, and then one final update at the end of the video. So here we go. 10-10, 6:13 remaining. Huskies throw an interception there. That's a nice defensive play by Kentucky. Finds a little lane there. That's 5 straight points, including an offensive rebound off a missed free throw that went for 2 points. So a couple of good offensive possessions here for the Wildcats. A little bit of a back and forth game. I do have my notebook. I'll still be writing down news and notes. I guess just notes of the games. That was an offensive foul. Nice play there by the Washington defender to get him to get called for the offensive foul instead of a defensive foul. That was a very quick stop on his part. First personal for them. Stroud, I believe, was the last name. 3rd team foul for Kentucky. Hollins working around that shooter. Baxter for 3 and splashes it home. Huskies 13, Kentucky Wildcats 12. Oh, nice steal there by Baxter. Baxter doing it both on the offensive and defensive ends. I'm kind of surprised. I believe it's Hollins, excuse me. He looked like he had a pretty clear lane, but just couldn't find the lane. Like, just didn't feel like he had the step or whatever, but he didn't necessarily need to pull that back out for this whole situation. Kick it to Lopez. Lopez doesn't like the look at 3. Gets a nice move in there. Somehow gets room on the defender and jams it home. 2-handed slam right in his face. 15-12. Halfway done here with the first half of action. McCray slides to his left, finds room. His foot must have just been on the line. That looked like a 3, but it was only a 2. These characters have some of the better feet sizes in this tournament. Some of them are super big, like Oregon's are just huge. Louisville has very big feet as well. But the Cougars and the Wildcats seem like the Huskies, excuse me, and the Wildcats. The Huskies, oh my God, my brain. The Huskies look like they're just wearing regular tennis shoes, which is comfortable for the mascot, so good for them. Oh, nice drive in here by Barr. Into a double team. Right in the lane, little dance moves by the Huskies. somehow forces a missed shot there. That was a very weird play. Kentucky definitely had the run there. Hollins broke that poor Wildcats' ankles. Bounce pass inside to Lopez. Lopez jams at home. We're having a game of runs here. I believe this is a 7-0 run for the Washington Huskies. Kentucky went on a little 5-0 run. Back and forth. Barr has got his foot on the line again for that 3. That's a defensive foul. Telegarski picking up his first as the first shot is made. Barr shooting 100% from the free throw line. Second free throw up and good. Baxter kicks over to Lopez. Lopez driving it down. Gets the ball stripped away. McCray. It's a one-on-one here. Running towards the basket. The Husky defender just can't get in good enough position. And just like that, Kentucky scoring some points. A little 4-0 run puts them right back in the game. Not that they were ever out of it necessarily, but this has been more the back and forth nature. Lopez had a free and clear lane. I don't know why that was very odd. He had a free and clear lane to get an easy layup. Instead, he'll get fouled. Stroud's going to pick up a second foul. 4th team foul for Kentucky. Misses the first free throw. Lopez with 8 points already of the 19 that the Huskies have scored, and he misses both free throws. Yikes. Kentucky will make a substitution here as the player has a couple of fouls, so we don't want him to pick up anything more, pick up another, foul early in this game. Don't believe we've ever seen anyone fouled out in this tournament. If someone has been fouled out, it was maybe in like a double overtime game. We've only had one double overtime game. It was Minnesota and Temple. Very good one. Very good game. That would maybe be the most likely culprit. These games, fouling isn't so much of an issue because it is 10-minute halves. That is a beautiful block. Telegarski with a nice grab on the loose ball. Gets blocked again. Jumps inside, says, "Would you like 2 blocks on 1 possession, sir?" And really helped him out. That's a little hook shot that's too strong off the back iron. Nobody really wanted that rebound. McCray finally comes away with the ball. Bounce pass inside the Barr. Barr makes it a 22-19 game. Another 4-point run here for the Huskies, or for the Wildcats, excuse me. And the Huskies just don't really seem to have any answers. Back to Hollins. Hollins is going to have to throw it up the court, and Malveston is right in the way. You see that a lot. It's really frustrating to watch. Illustrated here. So they're going to kick it to the right. They bring it back to the left. Okay, this isn't actually a very good one. Usually they pass too many times. Instead, this time they just run it back and forth, which is a little odd. Lopez in the lane, kicks left to Hollins. Hollins backs out to the 3-point line. Didn't really like what he saw. Baxter, deep 3. He's good. Nice splash home there for the Washington Huskies. Cuts the lead down to 2. Usually what happens is they try to kick it to the right, they kick it back to the left, and they try to work it up that way. That doesn't work because eventually the time starts to run out because you only have 10 seconds. The play shifts to one sideline or the other, and that puts the player that's in the center of the court just kind of like playing like a zone general area sort of thing. Kind of shade to one side, and when he starts to shade to one side, that's when they throw the ball up instead of about 2 passes earlier when he's wide open. So you have the guy right in the middle, they'll kick it back, he's shading to the right. He threw it way forward that time. If you get him to shade to the right, and I'm talking from the offensive perspective here, if you get him to shade to the right, quick pass back, quick pass up, bam, bam, like a little L action going on there, then you're looking at a much more successful pass because the defender can't get back in time. because of the way that they run this stuff, they don't run it very well. It ends up being a lot of turnovers in the middle of the court. I hope that made sense. I hope this isn't a top 5 game. We could just bury all this garbage commentary. Also, the people who watch this all the time are probably like, yeah, we get it. We understand. Baxter hits the free throw, hits the second one. Buster Baxter's son playing for the Washington Huskies. We are in the second half now. Huskies now have scored all 4 points of the second half, and that has given them a tie game. We are at a 28-24 Kentucky lead. Washington immediately fought back, got it to a tie game. And the first time that Kentucky has had it on this side of the floor after the turnover on the last possession. Harding kicks back to Barr. Barr, through a lot of traffic, finds Harding somehow through 6 other people. A lot of players around the perimeter here. Both teams seem to be struggling with floor spacing. It's just a lot of, like, it's almost like you watch, like, kids play soccer, and it's just like a big clump of them, and then the ball, like, moves out, and then they all follow. You gotta spread the court out there, as you see a really dumb turnover from Kentucky. Just stepped on the sideline. And that means that Washington will get the ball back. They'll score 2 points. They're on a 6-0 run, and they were down 4, and they're now up 2. McCray looking for some room in there to Malveston. Malveston, nice spin move there. Got the defender on his heels, dunked it home, 30-30. It's a nice throw into Telegarski. Telegarski finds a nice, easy 2 after a pass inside, 32-30. McCray bringing it up the floor. We're into the second round. The first round was a bit of a mess. There were some good games in there, here and there, but for the most part, it was a lot of blowouts, especially parts 3 and 4 had a lot of, like, just games that were very well in hand pretty early. We also saw a couple of bonehead universities not do very well, just making really bad plays towards the end of the game that cost them opportunities to tie or take leads and stuff like that. But we do have some of the fan favorites still in the tournament. Syracuse is still in there. Alabama is still in there. Gonzaga is still in. So some good teams still left coming up in round 2 and beyond, which is always good. Barr, bounce pass back to McCray. Dangerously close to getting a backcourt violation. Spin move to the left. McCray dancing around the 3-point line. Bounce pass inside to Malveston. It might be Malveston, and I apologize for saying that. I think it's an O. There's a nice throw up to Lopez. That's how you beat that. Oh my goodness, that was an awful 3 by Quintero. Just terrible. He was 2 steps too far behind the line, and it barely touched rim. Nice defense there on Harding to get him to step out of bounds. Quintero working with the ball again. 34-34. Excuse me. 7:06 remaining, second half. Telegarski finds both sides of the rim, but not the net. And it remains a 34-34 game. Barr float pass inside. Gets over that dropped right shoulder of the Husky defender. And it's 36-34 now. I sit too far up on this chair, and I tire my back out real soon. So I try not to look too, like, slumped over, but probably would help honestly if I just shortened up the camera. But that's not to worry about. Boy, commentary all over today, all over the place today so far. 36-36, 6:21 remaining, second half. Oh my goodness, nice jam inside for the Wildcats to give themselves a 2-point lead. Quick passes up the floor. There's the problem. He threw that back across his body, across the middle of the floor. That does not work. Interception there, McCray. inside, off the right iron, no good. Hollins working the ball forward. It's a 3-on-2 here. Baxter kicks over to Quintero. Quintero gets blocked. Lopez, he gets blocked as well after picking up the loose ball. Kentucky comes away with the second loose ball. McCray to Barr. Barr spins around, kicks inside to Malveston. Oh my goodness, it was a whole mess, and it just did not work for either team. Huskies tried to find a little bit of a lane there. Had the lane, got blocked on the backside. Nice play there by the Kentucky defense. Now it turns that into an offensive mismatch. We are going up and down the floor in a very ugly fashion. Just a lot of missed shots. Defensive foul. Washington will go to the line to shoot 2. Whew. 38-37 now. Lead is gone. Still time remaining. Washington going to set into their full court defense here. Tried to get the steal there. Got that animation to go. Somehow just the ball just kind of lost. Lopez has got to pick that up a little faster. Throw it to Hollins a little quicker. Just an absolute devastating block right there. They are trying to get it inside the paint against this Kentucky defense. It's not working super well. Kentucky has a lot of blocks. That was just a bad positioning time. Like, it was an excellent block, and then there just wasn't anybody there to pick up the loose ball. So Washington comes away with a 2-pointer. Gives himself the lead, 40-38. Kicks over to Harding in the corner. Harding tries to drive inside, not a whole lot of room. McCray is getting a foul on the way up. He'll go ahead and take 2 free throws. First team foul for the Huskies. I believe that was Hollis's first foul. Hollis. His first foul of the second half. No, of the game. Never mind. My brain farted there. Harding's going to come out of the game. Turns out carrying a kid on your shoulders is not super great for your back. You really feel it the next day. Oh my goodness. Jeffrey kicking it all the way forward. There's a nice jam. There's a little bit of a run there for the Kentucky Wildcats. Dancing around. There you go. Kick it forward. There you kind of threw it right into the middle of the floor. Kick to the left. No. Find a little room to jam home. That dunk, 42-42. Stroud for 3 off the left iron, no good. Nobody really wants the ball. Jeffrey comes away with it. Long rebound. Not great positioning by either team. So nice offensive play there. I'll give Kentucky the ball again. Throw it back to the left and then kick it forward immediately. There you go. I was thinking more of a pass situation, not running it. But Baxter driving inside. That player has a lot of blocks, and it just looked like their player model just got pushed on ice skates out of the play. And I'm very surprised at how that happened. Jeffrey working it in the midcourt. Got close to the baseline bandit, and it ended up being blocked by a Washington defender. As we approach the 3-minute mark, we are all knotted up at 44. This is a good way to get the tournament started here on day number 5 out of bounds. And it says as that shot is absolutely horrible missed. Horrendous miss now. McCray bring the ball up the floor. Spins around. Bounce pass to Jeffrey. Jeffrey to 3. Gets it home. 47-44. Kicks over to Hollins. Kind of bringing it around here. 3-point game. There you go. Baxter just run it up the floor. You had no reason to pass that ball. Let Lopez get into his position down low since you were pretty free and clear. Into a double team. Kind of a triple team situation here. Going to kick it back to Lopez. Lopez doesn't like to look at 3. Kicks over to Hollins. Hollins back outside to Baxter. Baxter working with under 10 seconds to go. Into a double team. Loses the ball. Hollins comes up with it. Hollins is going to have to get this shot up. It's off the left iron. No good. Wasted possession there by the Washington Huskies. And it is not looking good for them. We have 121 seconds remaining. Courtney with the 2. He's feeling it. Getting that little pulse under his player name, but alas, nothing drops for him. Baxter kicks to the left to Lopez. Lopez, left side, Hollins dribbles it, kicks it over to Baxter. It's like they're kind of trying to run something. Lopez, he keeps getting the ball in that area around the three-point line and just doesn't want to take it. Another long possession here as we get deep into the second half. Nice offensive rebound is going to end in a foul. Lopez keeps getting the ball around that three-point line. Really doesn't like the look for whatever reason. And Washington, again, just working with a super deep run into the play clock. I mean, if you're coming away with 2 points, that's a positive. But if you're coming away with none, you're really shorting yourself on number of opportunities to catch back up. This would be a good time for Washington to get a turnover on their full court press out of bounds. Wow. 1:23 remaining. Washington down 1. Driving left side. Kicking back to the right. Baxter, they're running this guy around. Just Lopez again. That time it makes sense that he didn't take the three. He's a couple steps behind. I don't know why he didn't take that shot. Took a step inside. Still came away with points. We got a barn burner of a game here. 48-47. So we'll see. The band started up, but the timeout was over. 48-47. Jeffrey has the ball, driving inside into a double team. Gets fouled on the way up. 57.3. 1 point separates these two teams. Quintero comes away with a foul. Jeffrey shooting 100% from the free throw line. One of the Kentucky players does have 3 personal fouls and a missed free throw to knot the game at 48. Oh my goodness. We got a good one here, folks. Baxter, left side, Hollins. Hollins, over to Baxter. Baxter for the 3. Absolute mad lad. Did not need to shoot that 3. Jeffrey is one-on-one. Somehow drew the offensive foul. Oh my goodness. Oh, second time we've seen that done by Washington in this game. Looks like it's going to be a pretty free and clear basket for the Kentucky Wildcats, and instead it ends up being an offensive foul. Baxter took that weird 3 in the last possession. Hollins, might be a smart idea to kick it out here. He does, and it's intercepted by Barr. Oh my goodness. Turnovers aplenty here in the final seconds of this game. 35.7. There is a 0.7 difference between shot and game clock. They're not going to need it. Courtney, for some reason, didn't take that shot. Malveston had an opportunity to get a layup there. Questionable decision-making here by the Kentucky Wildcats. 20 to go. All the words wanted to come out of my mouth at once. McCray driving inside. Doesn't like what he sees. Kicks out to Barr. Barr back to the right to McCray. McCray one-on-one. Trying to get some dribble moves in here to get something going. Barr's over here in the corner. He's going to shoot it. 3, 2, 1. He missed it, but the putback is good. It's good. Washington is going to lose. Oh my gosh. 50-48. There is 0.4 on the clock. It is 51-48. Washington will take a meaningless timeout. Best game of the tournament so far. Oh, he caught the ball. He just couldn't get it up to get the shot off in time. Wow. What a fantastic finish. Best game. I wrote fantastic game. Top 5 for sure. At least 8 is a candidate for sure. My goodness. Kentucky. Washington actually did a really good job. They kept the ball out of the perimeter, or out of the paint there. Some questionable offensive moves by Kentucky there late in that game. They had plenty of time and they had good positioning to just go in and get an easy layup. it's easy to write that off now because they ended up coming away with a win, but it's also super easy to be like, you could have lost, and when you look at this game, you'll look at it and go, we missed easy shots right at the end there with about 20 seconds to go. I get that you want to hold for the last shot and all that, but if you're going to get a high percentage shot, you take the high percentage. 51-48 is our final. Kentucky wins by 3. They are on to the Sweet 16, and Washington's round of 32 stumbles continue, as we will move on to game number 2, California and Louisville. Quickly checking the notes. This one's a big one. This is a big one. Scroll on down here. California and Louisville is game number 2, and this is a big one for the Louisville Cardinals, as I'm looking for California and thinking that I missed it, but I said Louisville and it confused me. Nice and easy, both of them right at the start of their respective letters. Louisville is a Final Four pick for one of the brackets. We'll leave that a mystery, but it is a Final Four pick, so big game. If you lose a Final Four, not the worst thing in the world. You don't want to lose a champion super early, but it does obviously hurt your potential points. So Louisville, this is a game for them. They are back-to-back defending champions. Personally, I would like to see them lose because I would like to see them lose. But we'll see what we have here as game number 2 is going to be tipping off. We have not left the state of Kentucky today. Both games so far in Kentucky. We'll definitely leave the next time for game number 3. But we are working with game number 2 here after a fantastic first game to open it up. Hopefully we have more of the same results-wise here. Just a good, solid basketball game. Kentucky and Whitney leading off the tip-off here. Marshall kicking it for 3. That Golden Bear defender just pieced out. He was like, I'm good. I'm gone. I don't want to defend anymore. Frost will spin move inside. That's a delicious block by Louisville. Baited him into that little float shot there, and just no thank you. Louisville might be too overpowered. We'll see. The next game, let's say Louisville wins this game. Louisville, Kentucky to start the Sweet 16 would be horrendous because it's 2 full court pressure teams. So I'm not looking forward to that. Pitts does beat it though. 3-on-1 opportunity for California, and they just couldn't do anything. Louisville was in an interesting game in the first round matchup. They were down actually quite a bit in the early stages, probably through about the first half or so of the first half. And then they just flipped a switch and demolished their opponent down the stretch. And it was weird. It was a very weird game. Pitts with the ball again. Again, a little 3-on-1 opportunity. Again, another block. There's an absolute monster of a Cardinal down low. My goodness. Get that weak garbage out of here. Pitts fires over to Maxwell. I like what California's doing to try and get past the Louisville defense. That ball, I think, just bounced into him. That's very odd. They're making good passes, and they're getting up the floor efficiently. But they're not just doing that. They are trying to take advantage of the mismatched numbers on the back end by trying to get quick shots in before their defense can get back. We'll see if they can do it this time as well. Maxwell kicks to the left to Gibbons. Gibbons back to Maxwell. Probably going to try and fire it forward to Pitts. And Pitts, you see him just directly go for the basket. That was a little bit of a slower up the court situation there. But it still was Pitts got aggressive and went for the basket. California finally on the board. Took them almost 2 minutes to get there, but they do get there eventually, 6-2. There's a 3 for Louisville, which is about the last thing you want to see out of them. And we are working with a 9-2 game. First turnover for California as far as the full court pressure is concerned. They've been very clean so far. And thankfully for them, on the defensive end, able to turn that into a miss. Pitts on the outside. Bounce pass over to Max. Pitts and Maxwell back and forth. Gibbons finds some room, brings it or knocks it down. Cuts the lead down to 4. Whitney on the inside, a little too strong there. Just bad positioning by the California Golden Bears to get that rebound. Goes for an offensive, easy putback there. Frost to Gibbons. Gibbons just trying to drive it inside, kicks it to Pitts. Louisville's defense doing a good job at collapsing and making sure that they're not getting terribly easy shots, which is good for them. It's just not working out well for what is happening? It's not working out super well for the... I don't know where I was going with that sentence, so we'll just abandon it. Louisville's defense, though, doing a better job collapsing, not giving up those easy looks. You ever have a thought and you're like, I had a thought, I don't remember what it was, but I know that it was there and I should finish it, but I don't know what it was, so how can I finish the thought? 14-7 here, 3.5 gone in this first half. We might just be mercifully waiting for this game to end. That's how well it's going for Louisville. The circus shots are falling. I'm probably going to move around a lot. My back is not happy with me. That's a nice bucket for Louisville. Free throw is up and good. So 17-7, 10-point game. Louisville still not done yet with their full court press. I don't think Cal's really going to pose much of a threat. But we'll see what happens. Gibbons trying to drive inside. Looks like they're looking for the little drive and kicks kind of plays. Pitts, pump fakes. Cardinal doesn't bite. Throws over to Maxwell, who drives immediately into 2 other defenders. Pardon me. Gibbons bullied that bird down. Kicks to Maxwell. Maxwell with a nice 3. It is only a 7-point game. I don't think California's out of it by any stretch. We might have one of those kind of weird games where California looks like they're competitive. They're not, getting absolutely run out of the building, but they also may not ever feel like a legitimate threat to take down this Louisville team, who has not lost in a year in this tournament, a year and a half. They won March Mascot Madness. They won September Mascot Madness. They performed so well, I had to switch the game so that it was at least somewhat interesting and not just the Louisville show. They dominated the last tournament. It's good defense by California. Nice rebound there. Still only down 5. Pitts working quickly to try to get the ball up the floor. I like what they're doing. They're being aggressive. They're trying to kind of outspeed the Louisville Cardinals. Got to make your free throws, though. Pitts with 4 points. At the line, shooting his second shot. He missed both of them. He missed both free throws. What are you doing? Lawrence to the left to Whitney. Whitney back to Lawrence. Lawrence into West, back out to Marshall. Nearly a 5-second violation. He might have gotten the call if he didn't try and steal that ball. It was a nice play by Louisville, trying to find some room, but California doing a good job defensively. Gibbons a little lucky that he didn't get the backcourt violation. That was kind of a dangerous spin there, right at the midcourt line. Nice jam home. And we have a 3-point game. The big question is going to be can California stay hot once Louisville gets through this little cold stretch? They've given up 7 points in a row here. Mercifully, they did get 2 missed free throws out of the California Golden Bears, who get a rebound on another missed Louisville Cardinals shot. Spin move. There's Maxwell for three. He's got it. Tie game. 10-point run. California. If you're a commentator who's running this tournament and would just love to see another champion, this is good news. Finally, the bleeding stops for the Cardinals. They will score 2 points. Now, the interesting thing, at least it's interesting to me, the thing that California almost needs most is just bad offense from Louisville. If Louisville can't set their defense, that plays right into California's hands because they don't have to deal with the whole full court press, and they can run a little more freely up the floor and not worry about that trap. So it's kind of a twofer situation. Maxwell, there's a nice shot. He picked that up immediately, fired, falling to his right. That's a nice play. So it's a twofer thing, right? If Louisville misses shots, they three-pointer up and good, so 22-19. Louisville misses shots, they don't get to set their defense. If they make shots, they get to set their defense. They get enough steals to keep making shots and keep setting their defense. And very quickly, games with Louisville in them can spiral out of control. 24-19. It was looking okay a moment ago, but California. There you go. Kick it right up the floor. Right up the floor. That's where you need to go. Wow, into Pitts. Nice play there. Gets the basket to drop. He'll go to the line for one more. Hung out on the rim there. Finally dropped there at the end. Nice play. Off the right iron, no good. All right, 3-point deficit. California's missed their last 3 free throws. So interesting little note. Whitney with an absolute gorgeous first step there, just immediately around him. My goodness. Gibbons, throw it up the floor. Maxwell, he'll get past the line. He'll get into the trap, into the double team. Lawrence is coming away with the ball. Lawrence slams it home, 28-21. It was 17-17. It is now an 11-4 Louisville advantage. Right there. Kick it up the floor. There you go. Find Pitts on that left side. He's been good. He's been aggressive. He needed a kick to the right there. Find his open man all the way on the other side. Bounce pass into Frost. Frost spin move. Finds room. Jams it home. 64 seconds remaining first half. Only a 5-point game. Been actually pretty okay. Louisville has not run California out of the gym. It's a couple of times maybe looked like it was going to start to get that way, but the California Golden Bears have stuck around, kept themselves in this game. Louisville returns one of those missed free throws. Tip of the hat to the California Golden Bears, who have missed their last 3 from the free throw line. Louisville misses 2 in a row. Quick timeout here from the California Golden Bears. And with 54 seconds, they're trying to run something here. They're only down 5. You just lost the ball, somehow picked it up. You gotta go. You gotta go. You gotta go. There you go. I don't know if the 10-second resets if you lose the ball. You definitely need to get it moving there. Pitts, he's looking for 3. Short. No one really wanted that rebound. Lawrence and the other player just kind of shorted it a little bit. Long on those 3-point rebounds. Whitney bounce pass to Marshall. Marshall. 1-on-1, 3 seconds before the 5-second violation. Float pass over the left to Lawrence. 5-point game, 14 seconds to go. First half. Spin pass back to Whitney. Whitney driving inside. Kicks to the left. Lawrence again has the ball. Back to Whitney. I feel like these are the only 2 players getting any time. Whitney at the buzzer. Gets the shot to drop defender in his face. That was actually pretty good defense by California. And we're looking at an 8-point game. Yang. couldn't find the guy. West with a nice steal there. Whitney, too fast. 10-point game. Brutal stretch at the end of the first half and the very first possession of the second half for California. Oh, luckily a little backcourt violation against Louisville will give California the ball back. We do see that. We don't see it as frequently. I feel like I don't remember exactly which game it was, but there was a game that we used. It might have been 06, or 09, excuse me. 09 that had a lot of times where defenders would get the ball right on the midcourt line and then they would immediately have a backcourt violation. It's like, oh, okay. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. West, bounce pass there. Driving inside, kicks over to the right to Marshall. Looking inside. A lot of Golden Bears kind of just hanging out in the area. There's a lot of Cardinals as well. It's all very odd. Lawrence. 3 on the shot clock. Puts up the 3. Too powerful off that left iron. All right, California. Gotta make some good decisions here on offense. Gibbons, he has the 3-point sticker next to his name, and for good reason. I thought that was going to be a couple of steps too deep. It wasn't. Leads down to 5. California's done a great job at making sure that they're at least somewhat in this game. That's a goaltend. I believe the biggest lead for Louisville was 10 points, and it was 17-7, and it was 33-23. Which is, good news that it's been tied past that, it was 19-19 or whatever. It's a defensive foul. Louisville will take 2 shots out the line. 7-point game here. Football score, actually, 35-28. First free throw is good. Knocks it up to an 8-point game. Gibbons. Yang. Around the outside here. Lost the ball. Throws it inside. West. Nice steal there by Louisville. Kind of more of a, right place, right time. Not to take anything away from the play that was made there, but not a smart throw at all for the California Golden Bears. It's a nice block. Got it up and over. 2 defenders. Kind of went off the bottom of the backboard. I don't really know what happened in that whole scenario. Somehow California turned it over and still came away with giving up 0 points defensively, which is that's a positive. Yang working it around the outside. Kicks to Pitts. Pitts for 3. Cuts the lead down to 7. We're good. 38-31. I don't really know why I said we're good, but Marshall to Whitney. Looking at an all right matchup here. Marshall, he'll take a deep 2. That one's good. California's going to need to step it up defensively. They're going to need a couple of, they'll need some good breaks. They'll need Louisville to miss a couple of shots here and there. But they can do it. They can make a comeback here. I know as a commentator you're supposed to stay impartial. At the same time, you get kind of tired of Louisville, especially because they play the blast and full court defense, which is just agonizingly boring to watch. My back is so unhappy today. Crowning a champion here in like 8 days. There's a shot. It's just a little too strong. Could be really in position there. Oh, I gotta figure this out. Lawrence? This video might have a lot of movement here. Severely underestimated how much strain it would put on me to just kind of walk around a little bit. I was babysitting yesterday. Put a kid on your shoulders, walk around. Yeah. I feel it today in a way that I didn't think I feel like I'm at the end of the stream and we're only an hour. This is game number 2. And I feel like I've been sitting here when I'm like way past the change of game and it's not good. Howe on the inside is going to jam it on home. Frost, unnecessary backwards pass. Yang's going to pick it up. 46-31. This game really got away from the Golden Bears here. We go back to the final possession and the first possession. Final possession first half. First possession second half. They gave up the basket with like 0.1 remaining. Immediately turned the ball over. It was 6 and then like 10 almost immediately. There's a nice offensive foul for the Golden Bears to get the ball back. It's still not over. California's shown some resilience. They've been able to knock a 10-point lead out before. But they had a little more help from Louisville. Gibbons going to take a three. That's short. Defensively rebounded by Marshall, who's going to fire it forward to Whitney. We haven't seen Louisville really missing the number of shots. Missing shots doesn't allow them to set up their defense, which makes it easier for California. I'll turn the ball over there. I think they're kind of working a little less with the full court trap, maybe just because it was a sideline pass rather than a baseline pass in. Bounce pass into Wall through a double team. Jams it home. 10-point game. 4:27. Whitney to Lawrence in the corner here. To Howe. Howe kind of getting close to that baseline bandit. We haven't called the baseline bandit out a ton in this tournament so far. 3-on-1 opportunity. Kick it to the left to Gibbons for three. Ooh, I don't like that play at all. There is no reason to take a three there. You need points, and you need to just take whatever points you can get. I kind of look like me playing NBA 2K the other day, where I accidentally passed to the wrong player. A little bit like that. There's a wide open guy, though. Let's turn the ball over here. Push it up the floor a little bit. Corner trap, kicks over to Frost. And a long pass across court. Gibbons. Back to Maxwell. Back to Gibbons. Gibbons getting close to that sideline. Nice little shimmy there. Lost the ball. Okay. California flirted with thinking about making it interesting, but kind of was just like, nah, we're good. Pretty good defense there by California. Louisville took 3 shots to get 2 points, so that's not good. And with about 2 to go here, we have a 14-point game. They got it down to 11 at least. Missed free throw by Louisville. The thing is if California could get into a little better position here, they might have a little bit of a shot just because Louisville has been missing free throws. There's a 3, 9 points with about 2:10 to go here. We might have a small change of plans. If my back is going to continue to give me problems today, we might just do this. I'm just going to finish up Rango today. But I can always finish that a different day. If I can't get comfortable, it might be more of an issue. Sometimes that's just how it goes, you know? You put yourself before the content. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. Just make a, pop a quick taste test video up for tomorrow, and bing, bang, boom. You're all good. Gibbons got dangerously close to that sideline. We have 1:27 remaining here in the second half. Louisville's running away with this one. My phone is zip, zip, bzz, 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 bzz. I do actually have a pretty good taste test candidate. I ended up just kind of flirting with a bunch of stuff, or not flirting, fixing a bunch of stuff. I feel like I do that a lot. I don't know if there are other content creators out there that have like similar problem or whatever, but I do feel like I often need like hard resets to just be like, okay, on this day, I want to like kind of readjust things moving forward. I don't know. It's weird. They're going to try and get themselves back into this game. I did point out that Louisville has been missing some free throws. Because I can do Rango a different day. Which means I could probably do something different tomorrow, maybe. Look at a different game. There's some stuff that's like pretty etched in, which feels like a lot of times when I'm creating, like, writing down what I want to do or the content stuff that will be coming up, I get kind of locked in because it's like if I slide something too far, I'm never going to get to it. Kind of will depend on what happens tomorrow. Some good games coming into Xbox Game Pass that I want to take looks at. Unfortunately, I have some. Fortunately for me, I guess I have some series that are kind of coming to a close, which is nice. It'll free up some slots that have been previously sucked up by other things. April and May, good months for getting some resets on the content stuff. I don't know. I just feel like I write a lot of like dates and stuff out in like a very sloppy manner, and then like rewrite them and rewrite them and rewrite them. I don't know. If you have that, if you're a content creator and you have that same thing in your head, let me know. That's a shot clock violation. They're still doing a full court defense. There are 10 seconds left. He threw that to no one but Hal. Hal was the only player reasonably close to that ball. My goodness. That'll take care of the second half. A dull slop of a game. After, of course, we input the score. I have such a bad habit of just putting stuff right. So Louisville and Kentucky, battle of the full court pressure teams coming up. First game of Sweet 16. Dear God help me. That sounds awful. Coming up next, we have hopefully a good game, better game. Got off to such a hot start with that first Kentucky-Washington game. And since then, it's just been kind of slog. Oregon and Tennessee coming up next. I'm going to get into the mascot before I say that. Because, you need those good cuts. Oregon. By the way, Louisville. Louisville was a Final Four pick. They are still alive. Oregon and Tennessee coming right up here for you. We'll take a quick peek here to see what the important teams are. Oregon is a Final Four pick for a couple of people, actually. I'm looking at a little closer. Tennessee doesn't have any real bearing on the bracket standings. I mean, I guess technically they do, but it's not Oregon is the team to watch if you are the two people who have picked Oregon to make it at least to the Final Four. So go ahead and jump on in here. We are going to Knoxville, Tennessee. Nope. Yeah, Knoxville, Tennessee. Okay. I said that and I was like, weren't we just in a city that sounded like that? No, Kentucky. Where the heck were we? We were in Louisville, Kentucky. We were in somewhere before that. Doesn't matter. We're in Tennessee now. Every time I think of Tennessee, I think of when Johnny Knoxville was returning kicks for the for Jackass and was just getting obliterated by the USC football team. So there you go. Good for 3 and to give Oregon an early lead. No good. We have a tip-off underway here in game number 3. Saul to Saul. Nice dunk inside. So we have OT. We technically have an overtime game here, as these teams both have very simple logos, an O or a T. Pretty easy. Oregon, Underwood, and Gooden. Knots it up at 2. I thought Underwood was maybe going to take that 3-point shot. They swung him out in that play that we see so frequently, and he looked like he had a pretty good look at it. Hard to argue with a little mid-range 2, though. Solid to Saul kicks to the left to Everett. We have a good game here through the first 52 seconds, so that's good news. Everett absolutely destroyed that poor Ducks' ankles, and now now the Ducks are on the run after a missed shot there. Kind of just working with perimeter passing there. It looked like they're maybe trying to set the high screen to get a player open inside, but just no luck for them. Bounce pass inside. Pryor's going to get fouled. The shot will not go. It's off the left iron. Pryor will make the first one. And the second one is up and good as well. So we have a 4-4 game. Good start so far. We have Tennessee working with that kind of diamond defense. I believe we saw Syracuse run with. It's not a full court thing. It's kind of a 3/4 court sort of a defense where the tip of the diamond at the bottom kind of picks up the guy as he gets closer to the midcourt line. It's an interesting style. I don't think we've really seen it before this particular tournament. Yeah, seems new. 4-4. So they force a 5-second violation, Tennessee does. They'll get the ball back. Chen working around the outside here. Kind of dealing with Pryor, who splashes the ball behind his back with some flashy moves and just ends up losing it. Oregon comes away with it. Hughes working to the left side. Not a whole lot going there. There's a nice little play inside. Quick pass. Nice finish. 6-4. Oregon over Tennessee here. Tennessee pump fakes. I do believe Tennessee was in one of the top 5 games of the tournament. I think last March, best of Mascot Madness 2, March Mascot Madness. And I think they were just absolutely crushing the Alabama Crimson Tide. It was like 26-9 or something, like maybe even worse than that. And they ended up losing that game. It's just wild to think about. Pryor working it around the outside. Tennessee kind of working with the same or a similar offensive style that Oregon was. A lot of players up near the 3-point line, not a whole lot going on interior wise. Everett trying to break some more Ducks ankles. Instead, it's just going to be an absolute smashed basketball right back in a dog's face. We'll go out of bounds. It will remain Tennessee ball. Oregon blocking it out of bounds. 8-4 here. That's a nice play by Mosley. Kind of backed him down. Found just enough space to push him out of the way and dunk it home. Both teams off to good starts here. Gooden wide open. I probably shouldn't say probably, maybe. Could have heard some footsteps there. That looked like it was a wide open two, and then all of a sudden the defender was like getting close, and it just seemed like maybe rushed him a little bit. It wasn't a super accurate shot off that back iron. Underwood for three. There it splashes home. The Ducks splash the three to put them up 3, 11-8. Everett trying to get through 2 defenders. Nothing doing there. Blocks back into his face. Trying to find some room here. Driving inside. Finds a little hook shot there. 2-pointer cuts the lead to 1. And Hughes will bring it up the floor. Dancing around a little bit. Spins. Going to drive inside. Finds a little mid-range, little deep 2 action there. 13-10 in the first half. Everett falling away, a little too strong off that right iron. Flies forward. Hughes. Back to Franklin. Gooden. Nice jam home there. Everett bringing the ball up the floor. Now down 5. Kicks it up to Pryor. Going for that little 3-point shot play. Salabasal just overran it by a couple of steps. It allowed the Oregon defense to rotate correctly and get some pressure on it. That's going to be a foul on the shot. So 2 coming here for the Tennessee Volunteers. Glad I remember that. It's a random thing to remember during a mascot game, but it is an important thing to remember, just in general. 17-12, 5-point game here. As I readjust yet again. Goodness gracious. Oh. Throws it into Everett. Everett, 2-pointer up, no good. Mosley with the rebound, flips it up and gets it to drop. So we see a 17-14 3-point game with 4:20 just played. Remaining here in the first half. Underwood inside to Andrews. I almost said Fandrews. I was like, that's not a name. That's not a real name at all. Finds a little room even with 2 defenders. Gets it to drop. 19-14. And the lead is right back up to 5 for the Oregon Ducks. Shot is up off the right iron. No good. Fires forward to Gooden. Gooden for 3 off the left iron, no good. So a kick to Andrews. Or Andrews picks up the rebound. He'll throw it right back to Gooden, and Gooden knocks it down. Everett with a nice 3 there. Found a little room. So annoying. My goodness. I hit like Alt-Tab to bring the thing back up, and it just was like, oh, here's a different internet tab. That's not what I wanted. Why, when you updated, did you think that you needed that to be separate? That's okay. You'll get used to it, he says to himself. Grumpily. Gooden. 2 quick passes inside. Andrews off that right iron. No good. With a 22-19 game, we're looking pretty good here. Game number 3. Inside into a double team. I believe we have that kind of weird situation. Oregon now up 5 after I look away. Very important business being done. Need to know what time Target opens on a Friday, okay? There are some new Amiibo cards coming out tomorrow. Love to get my hands on a pack of those. 2 packs. One for me, one for the bean. You know, the drill. The situation. I might have to be there way too early. We'll see. I guess it would kind of depend on what else opens and when it opens. There's a friggin' thing. 28-23 here. Honestly, probably. Oh, there's a Wendy's in the area. That's not bad. A little Wendy's breakfast. Go pick up some Amiibo cards. At least try. I feel like for those you're really going to want to be. That's a nice 3. That is a delightful 3 for the Tennessee Volunteers to cut the lead down to 2. Hopefully there's like some kind of limit. I don't know. I don't know what the hype level surrounding Amiibo cards would be in 2021. People were excited a year ago because Animal Crossing came out. But there's a nice block inside. Oregon pushed their lead back up to 4. Nice block here. Underwood just coast to coast. Well, I guess maybe that doesn't qualify as coast to coast if we got it off a pass, but did a lot of that work himself. Nice find there. Get your fast guy on the break. Everett trying to 3 again. Looked like he took like a half step back, and that seems to have thrown off how much muscle he needed to throw into that. Throws it up off the red iron. No good. But I feel like scalpers are just going to ruin everything anyway, you know? So it's kind of like, yeah, it's early, but at the same time, if you can go in, do whatever you need to do at Target, get out, go get breakfast, and you kind of work with a little bit of a earlier schedule, I guess. But if other stuff isn't open, it might not be worth getting over there that early for. I highly doubt you're going to be able to find them online. It's 36-26. Oregon had a fantastic end to their first half there. And Tennessee is having a bad start to their second half. I guess you could flip it and say that Tennessee had a bad end to the first half there, but no big deal. Plenty of time here for them to mount a comeback. Obviously, they're not out of the game. They're only down 9. Defensive fouls definitely don't help that one. Thankfully, just on the floor for them. So Pryor picks up his first team foul in half number 2. That's a nice pass inside to find Hughes for an easy 2, lead up to 11. We hit the midway point here in this second game. Everett, nice 3 there. Cuts the lead down to 8. They might have to rely on him down the stretch. They're trying to get some 3s and cut into this lead pretty quickly. Underwood kicking out to Hughes. Flipping it up off that right iron. No good. This is a good opportunity for Tennessee to cut into the lead just a little bit more. Don't need the 3s the whole time, but a 2 is definitely helpful. 38-32. 8:41 second half. Bounce pass in. Kind of bounce pass back out. Underwood for three. Been feeling it from deep. 41-32. Kind of erasing all of the effort that Tennessee has made in one fell swoop. Leads back up to 9. Was down to 6. Oregon kind of living by the 3, dying by the 3 right now. They're living at the current moment. That's a nice foul there. There's a nice make from the free throw line, 41-33. And 41-34. So a touchdown game. Tennessee working with that little diamond defense. You see him kind of pick him up at about the 3/4 court line. Nice little, that's a nice little trap there. Right at the midcourt line, it's difficult to get a quick pass out of there. Once you get into that double team animation and the ball starts to kind of get loose, it's a little tricky to get out of that animation. Unable to do anything with it on the other end, though. Such a good opportunity for Tennessee. They turn the ball over, and it is an easy jam home for the Oregon Ducks. Pryor worked it inside, threw it all the way out to the three-point line. Underwood to Hughes. Hughes driving inside. That's a nice blocking inside for Tennessee in the interior. The word I was looking for was interior. Everett, Ducks kind of just got out of the way there on that one and let him have the 2. No point in picking up a pointless foul. You're up enough points. Feels like it's in the tight games where you're just like, no, you need to try harder. But Oregon's been largely in control of this one. Tennessee's made some runs here or there, but a bad end to the first half for the Tennessee Volunteers, or a positive end to the first half for the Oregon Ducks has really put Tennessee behind the 8 ball going into the second half. They also had a bad start, and they aren't able to take advantage of their own mistakes. This is a problem we've seen in past games where teams are doing good. They're doing well defensively. They're playing well. They're getting steals, turnovers. They're forcing bad, tough shots. Things aren't falling for one of the teams, and they just can't take advantage of it. That's why one of the keys, especially with a team down by 7, one of the keys, as far as I'm concerned, is Tennessee needs to get hot, stay hot through Oregon's coldness, and then stay hot. So you have to stay very leveled throughout the entirety of the run to try to get back into this game. Missing free throws does not help. They can still cut it to 6. They do that successfully. Kick over to Underwood. Underwood driving inside to 2 defenders off the iron. No good. So 6-point game here. Tennessee doesn't need 3s. Everett's been pretty good from beyond the arc, but they don't need the big splashy ones. Bullied that Duck to the ground. Pardon me. Everett, what are you doing? You've been so good from beyond the arc, and we just had a big old brain fart right there. My goodness, that was a terrible play on your part. Drove into the double team. Forced a missed shot, still give up the offensive rebound. Somehow that was not a goaltend. Pryor running forward. They just cleared out of the lane that time. They weren't really in position to get towards that ball. I feel like I'm making excuses for them, but, it is what it is. Gooden for 3. Nothing doing there. Solid with the rebound. Pryor brings it forward. 2-on-2, 3-on-2. Spins around. Everett. Mid-range shot is good. This Oregon lead is evaporating very, very quickly. I believe the max lead for Oregon was 11 points. Andrews is a bounce pass inside. Nice strip by Tennessee. What a play. 2-on-2 here. Drive it inside. That is a tie ball game. Tennessee with all the momentum as we hit the halfway point of the second half. It was a 10-point game at half. Oregon stretched that out to 11 at one point. And it's been a good run for the Tennessee Volunteers here over the last couple of minutes. I don't know exactly when this run started. Probably when I was looking up when the Amiibo cards were coming out. But, you know, why watch basketball when you can look up when Amiibo cards release and what time a Target opens? You know what I mean? You know, if you watch this tournament, if you ever watched this tournament in any capacity, you know that inevitably, at some point, the commentary will go off the rails. It will not be about the game in any capacity. And that happened in this game, which is a little unfortunate because it is blocked right there out of bounds. It will remain Tennessee ball. Because it is a good game. Where the commentary needs to go off the rails is in bad games. This one is a good one, 43-43. Nice block there by Oregon. Will remain Tennessee's ball. They'll drive inside through 3 defenders. A little too much on that one. Off that right iron, no good. Tennessee buckling down here on the defensive side of things. Hughes working it around the outside. They find Underwood. Quick pass to Gooden. Gooden had some space, elected not to take it. He'll bounce pass it into Rankin. Rankin? He'll get fouled. Go to the line to shoot 2 free throws. And make the first. Apparently sometimes I don't check my phone. It's happened a couple of times. Somebody will send me a message. Like, why did it take you so long to get back to me? It's like, well, I was watching Mascots play basketball. Oh my goodness, they came up empty-handed. And then was that the best run? It was another nice strip. Oh, that's a goaltend. That was another excellent strip by the Tennessee Volunteers there. Trying to negate those points. It is 47-43. Tennessee did all this work to get back in this game, and I kind of think it might be starting to slip away from them. I know it's only a 4-point deficit, but never got that ball way too far back to do anything. Solid assault. Kind of drive it inside, not really doing anything. Pryor working with it. Drives. Gets fouled on the 3-point shot attempt. Got 3 free throws coming up next. First one's good. 47-44. They can get this to a 47-46 game. Even 47-45 is pretty good. (47-46). It is 3 points off of the really bad foul beyond the arc there. Don't know what Oregon was thinking fouling him. Again, going right for it. Right for that midcourt trap. Kicks it into the middle to Hughes. He's going to get an easy layup. Push the lead to 3. So technically, Tennessee trading 3s for a 2. Or trading a 3 for a 2. Solid assault. Oh, I thought he was going to take that shot. I think it was actually pretty good positioning for him. But just not enough space, I guess. I'm not 100% sure what was going on there, but Pryor. A lot of action going on over on that side of the floor. Chen, he finds a little space through a couple of defenders. And he'll close the gap down to a 1-point game. Underwood looking for the 3. Got it. Pushes the lead out to 4. Underwood's been good from beyond the arc. Everett for Tennessee has been pretty good from beyond the arc as well. A lot of people in that lane. There he goes. There's Everett. That is a deep 3, and he has it as well. What a shot from Tennessee. Under 2 to go here. We have a good one going on. This is what you hope for. You know, sometimes the first round, excellent block by the Volunteers. First round, bit of a slot fest, a lot of blowouts, a lot of bonehead teams, bonehead plays, a lot of games that were good for like 3/4 of it and kind of fell apart at the end when team kind of runs away with it. In the second round, you hope that, you know, a lot of the weaker teams, they're out. When you put 2 of the stronger teams against each other, you get good games. We've already had a really good game with Kentucky and Washington. We have this, which is a really good game. Somehow that dropped. Back-to-back-to-back threes between these two teams. Pryor brings it up the floor, under 90 seconds to go. I don't really think you need a three here. You definitely need a smarter shot than that. I know we got the foul. I understand that. 5 team fouls, 3 personals for Hughes. But you can't count on going to the line. The 2 shots are up. The 2 shots are good. See a substitution. Frank is going to come in for Hughes for the Oregon Ducks. Hughes again with 3 fouls, 3 personal fouls. Meeting him right at that midcourt line. It's a good play. I like that defensive style. They were able to get the backcourt violation. He's just getting bullied out of that lane. Oh my goodness. Normally you see the offensive player just back a guy down, but he's getting pushed all the way out to nearly the 3-point line. Maybe a little bit of a mismatch here. Underwood, that's a 2. It's good. 4-point game. Tennessee, that was pretty good defense by Tennessee. They didn't let Oregon get into the interior. Whoever the player was that was on that duck just pushed him out of it. Pushed him back to the 3-point line. You're not coming in here, okay? Nice spin there by Pryor. Pryor for 3. He's got it, 57-56. That's a bold 3 right there. Not much of a reason to foul. 30 seconds, about 6-second difference. And you don't have to foul when you get a steal. You don't have to do that at all. I like that play. Sometimes I complain about how long it takes to foul versus not fouling, all that sort of stuff. I like that Tennessee gave their defense a chance to come up with a turnover. I think that's really smart. We've seen it, we saw it in one of the earlier games as well, where they did enough. Mosley just right into the chest of that duck. For some reason didn't finish the play. We give your defense a chance to get a turnover. Now, I don't like this. There's a lot of passing going on here, Everett. I don't think it's necessary to hold for the final shot here. Oh my goodness, Pryor, excellent defense by the Ducks. Mosley with 4 on the shot clock. Oh, we got blocked, Salabasol! He got it at the buzzer! The Ducks are going to lose, much like the Washington Huskies lost at the buzzer. 58-57, Tennessee. Oh, what a game. Pass the notebook. That's not how you spell deficit. That doesn't make sense, but 11-point Oregon deficit overcome. My goodness, buzzer. Top 5 game for sure. Double check, triple check, and absolutely sure that we have the right team on here. 58-57, Tennessee over Oregon. Oregon, a couple of people's Final Four picks. So some damage to the brackets being done by the Volunteers at the last moments. Wow. 11-point game. We learned about Amiibo cards. Fantastic. Fantastic matchup. I didn't like that call. I did not like them kind of holding for that final shot. I thought kind of like Kentucky when they were playing earlier. There were a couple of times where it just seemed like they had good open looks for twos. They had good like quality shots that they passed up to just take the final shot. And that's kind of frustrating. I mean, at least if you're going to take a shot, give yourself some time to get a foul, get a three. You had a guy playing well, shooting well from beyond the arc. You had, you had chances, It's not the end of the game because fantastic finish though. Absolutely fantastic finish. Got rid of the tab I needed just a little too early. We are heading to Lubbock, Texas for Iowa and Texas Tech. Iowa is there. This is the tease. We will see you, Tennessee, in the next round. Texas Tech, we gotta watch you play now. Game number 4 of March Mascot Madness, number 3's second round. Is ready to roll. All-American 10 minutes. You know how we do it here. Have I tried floor general play calling? I have not. I have not, because I have no interest in actually playing this basketball game. Iowa and Texas going to wrap up the first half of the action in this part. And hopefully it's as good as a couple of games that have come before it. Only one real blowout today, which is really nice and super helpful for me, we've had to sit through a lot of blowouts in the first round. And to get two of the better games of the tournament in the first 3 games, fantastic. I am kind of a sucker for, that's a dumb play by Iowa. I'm kind of a sucker for more of a double-digit comeback, more so than a pretty close, tight game throughout. Bean on the inside, flips it up, scores it. 4-0 here. Texas Tech off to a quick start. They won the matchup of, what's it called? The Yosemite Sam off. They beat UNLV for the right to play Iowa in round number 2. Iowa takes 3 shots to get 2 points. They're finally on the board, cutting that lead in half. 9:03 remaining. First half of action here. After an absolute masterclass of a game in the last one. Off the right iron, no good. Gilliam's going to come forward with the ball. Weaver kind of driving, kind of backs off a little bit. Gilliam for 3. That's off the back iron, no good. I don't like that shot. Look, he was kind of fading to his right or left maybe. There's a nice jam home for Texas Tech. The Red Raiders up 6-2. Weaver driving inside into a double team. That's a nice block by Texas Tech. That's a terrible shot on the behalf of the Iowa Hawkeye. That's a nice steal by Gilliam. Gilliam kicking to Puckett. Puckett back to Gilliam. Driving inside. Again, a lot of white hats down there. Nothing doing, though, for them defensively. So Iowa will come away only down 2. 6-4. Oh, nice fight through the defense there. Weaver driving inside, kicks it out to Puckett. Puckett with a nice open look for 3. The tip-in's no good. McCray comes away with the defensive rebound. So a kind of a fast-paced, sloppy start here. Had some slower-paced games. Some teams really willing to work deep into the shot clock. This time around we have Cowboys and Hawkeyes just jacking up 3s and trying to get things going early and often. Texas Tech makes another 2. Gilliam kicks into Weaver. Weaver through a double team doesn't do anything. It's going to be 8-4 here. Ware one-on-one here on the outside. Bounce pass into Dunn. Dunn backing down. An Iowa Hawkeye got up over the dropped shoulder there. Fires it forward for Weaver. Weaver loses the ball. Nice pick up there. Got a 5-on-4 if you're the Iowa Hawkeyes, if you go quickly enough. Weaver to Gilliam. Gilliam to Puckett. Texas Tech doing an excellent job of keeping him out of the interior. A lot of this has been just around the outside. And then they immediately turn it over. So McCray comes away with it and kicks it to Bean. Bean, fast pass to Baxter. Baxter jams it home. Gilliam, it's an open 3. It's an alright shot, but doesn't come away with it. 4 minutes gone here. Well, nearly 4 minutes gone. And we have a 6-point lead for the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Baxter driving down a Hawkeye, just barrels into him. It's going to be a defensive foul. So Weaver picks up his first team foul. 2 quick passes inside. Haven't seen that much today, but it does work in this scenario. We have Alabama coming up a little bit later today. Alabama, I believe it's Alabama and Clemson, which is great because it's a naked tiger and a pantsless elephant. That's a big one. It's a big, big, big one. I believe we have Gonzaga here a little bit as well. That's also a big game. Gonzaga and Alabama. If both of those teams win today, huge matchup in the Sweet 16 for Final Four implications, championship implications, and how that's going to affect brackets. Multiple Final Four picks for Gonzaga, multiple championship picks for Alabama. So let's hope that both of those teams win and creates a fascinating matchup in the Sweet 16. We have a 6-point game here. Ware, open, finds his man and finds the shot. 16-8 Texas Tech, out to a good start here. Doubling up the Iowa Hawkeyes, who gets fouled. Defensively fouled Jason Ware. 1-1 here, personal fouls to team fouls. McCray, bounce pass to Gilliam. Gilliam back into McCray, rewarding him with that beautiful bounce pass, and a beautiful bounce pass of his own. Bad bounce pass. I don't know why. He had a wide open 3 from the corner. Pull it, just fire. Instead, they come away empty-handed. They give the ball to Texas. Texas Tech drives the ball down the floor, gets fouled, makes 1 of 2, and 2 of 2 free throws. And it is a 10-point game with 4:29 to go. Puckett for 3. Off the right iron, no good. Ware kicks it forward to McCray. McCray driving the ball up the court. Bounce pass to Ware. Ware taking a shot from a mid-range area. 10-point lead. Iowa needs to take advantage of these missed shots. Puckett for 3. He'll splash at home. Cuts the lead down to 7. Good start. Or good shot there by Iowa. Nice back-to-back nice plays here for the Iowa Hawkeyes. Weaver with the ball. Bounce pass to Weaver. Weaver working it around the outside. 3-point line. McCreary, Weaver working together. Texas Tech again doing a really nice job keeping Iowa out of the paint and just keeping them in the mid-range to the perimeter there. Puckett finally trying to get inside, finds just enough room to get a shot up and good. This was previously a 10-point lead for Texas Tech. They have given up 5 of those points in a row to Iowa. The lead's cut in half with 3 minutes to go. McCreary, he just puts that to bed. Slams it home, 20-13. Bounce pass to Gilliam. Gilliam, that was only a 2. So a nice trade there. I like that shot. McCreary into the corner for Bean. Bean back to McCreary. McCreary, another great jam. I believe he has 4 points in a row for Texas Tech. We have 2 McCrearys on the floor. I thought I was McCray. I think I said that wrong last time as well. Iowa missing a free throw here. Now what you want to see if you have Iowa. I don't believe either of the teams are big teams. The big matchups are going to be at the end of the day. The Clemson Alabama matchup to finish today, and the game before that, Gonzaga Georgia Tech. Those are the 2 that are going to be. They have the most at stake for people who picked the brackets. If you want to take a look at the bracket, by the way, you go right there, challenge.com/MMM2021. You can look at the bracket, see how it's going. You can even see what's coming up tomorrow in that action as well. Baxter on the inside off the right iron, no good. Weaver. Drives it. Oh my goodness. Flips it up and in. Splashed home for a 2. He'll go to the line for one more. Bounce off the right iron and good. So the lead down to 3, 24-21. Nice steal there by Iowa. Kicks it to Weaver. I say kicks it a lot. I've been saying that a ton during this. Just passes is fine. There's a no, my goodness, he missed the dunk. McRae is going to get fouled. Oh my. Oh, it was out of bounds. My apologies. That was, I guess, just a clean block. That was a huge missed opportunity. Missed dunk for Iowa. Yikes. Toussaint finds Ware. Ware gets it poked from behind. Loses the ball. Weaver gets the pass. Comes away with it. Over to Gilliam. Gilliam to Puckett. Puckett for 3 and a tie game. So again, we have seen a big lead just evaporate. That's a nice block inside. Iowa feeling good defensively. Probably feeling pretty good offensively as they erased, I believe, a 10-point deficit. Puckett got that guy completely turned around. Just couldn't take advantage of it. Ware is going to come down for the easy jam. Put Texas Tech up 2. Weaver, all kinds of time to work here. They can hold for the final shot, so should they so choose. But why not? When you have a free run at the lane like that, just throw it up and in. You know what I would have liked to have seen in these closing seconds? I would have loved to have seen a timeout there by Iowa to stop the clock and give themselves a chance. McRae? Oh, he just passed the ball. He didn't even shoot it. That's unfortunate. That's a bad play on the Texas Tech part. On the part of Texas Tech. 28-26. Iowa gets the ball first. They are only down 2, erasing an early 10-point deficit. Gilliam for 3. And a good start for the Hawkeyes here in the second half, giving themselves a 1-point lead, 15 seconds into the gameplay, into the half. Bean thought about it, but elected to not really worry about it. Throws it to Ware. Ware back out to Bean. McRae working with it, tries to drive inside. Couldn't quite get the step he was looking for. And we have a kind of one-on-one lockdown situation. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Ware gonna have to put it up here in a moment. Fires over to McRae. McRae for 3. No good. Nice offensive rebound to shift the lead back in the favor of the Texas Tech Red Raiders by a point. Pass to Gilliam. Gilliam for 3. Way deep. Off the iron a couple of times. Nice offensive rebound with a putback. Just no good. Pass inside. McRae fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. And it is 30-29. Shot is up and good. Ooh, off the left iron. Bounce dropped in. Weaver, nice drive inside off that left or right iron, excuse me. Gilliam, his friend, puts it back in, and we are Back to a 1-point game here. We have a close one all of a sudden. And this one just kind of when I thought it was going to get out of hand and not really be very interesting of a game, started to pick up a little bit. Iowa picked up on the defensive end, got some nice steals, started to heat up a little bit on the offensive side of the ball. Got a little bit of help from Texas Tech, kind of going cold a little bit. Kind of saw that in the Louisville game earlier today where California was at least able to make it close before Louisville picked up the heat and California just couldn't keep up. 5-second violation there. I don't want to ever see that. It is 34-31. Toussaint to McCray to Ware. Ware kind of tried to drive, but there was just a well-placed defender there. Not a whole lot he could do. Ware's driving to throw it to Bean. Bean gets blocked. Gets the loose ball, finds his teammate, kicks it, and the lead is back up to 5. I'm really trying to find a comfortable position for my back, and there just isn't one. Puckett almost picked up another 5-second violation for Iowa. Almost. There's a little fall away too. Puts the basket up and in. Lead down to 3. Iowa was tied. They even had the lead at one point. Oh, that's a tough foul there for Texas Tech. They'll go to the line to shoot 2. James McCray picking up his first personal, second team foul in the second half. Jamal McCray on the other side. We have 2 Jay McCrays, James and Jamal. Makes both for Texas Tech, and we have a 5-point game again. Weaver. Bounce pass into McCray. McCray trying to drive inside, nothing doing. Gillian pump fakes 5 times. Finally kind of gets him to go. Looks for the 3. It's short. The offensive person just overran the rebound there. It was too easy for Texas Tech, but nice defensive play there for Iowa. Iowa spins, drives inside. There were about 3 defenders there. Picks up the foul. 38-33. The shot is up. The shot is good. So 1 for 2 from the line. Second shot coming. He's 1 for 1 from the line. Misses the second one. Toussaint comes up with the rebound. I'll push it just a little bit. Push the pace. McCray again inside. Texas Tech has been really good about finding lanes in that in the paint. Loses the ball there. Picked up by Weaver. Weaver driving inside. Thinks better of it. Puckett really wound up to throw that ball. Weaver driving in. That's a nice little shot there. Flips up and in. 40-36, 4-point game. 5:45 to go here in the second half. Toussaint kind of driving in. Finds a little lane there. The lead's back up to 6. So Iowa had the lead there. I believe it was 30-29. But they have not done particularly well over the last couple of minutes here. The lead's kind of gone back to a 6-point to 4-point switch. I don't know why I said kind of. It has. Inside to McCray. McCray. They are finding easy layups here. And it's been a lot of McCray. A guy who has a 3-point sticker next to his name. Just an easy layup basket. Kind of backed in a little bit. Puckett will take the 3. It's no good. Can't get it to go. Over the right side, Ware. In. 8-point lead. 4:35 to go. Also, my apologies if the commentary isn't the most enthusiastic. sat down to do this and just like, oh god, the old spine not feeling great today. Eight-point game. Texas Tech doing a good job here re-establishing control of this game. Iowa was close. Texas Tech had a 10-point lead. They let that evaporate. It was tight coming down at the halftime. They even lost the lead a little bit. They've done a good job re-establishing control of this game and making sure that they are putting themselves in a good position to kind of just run this clock out here. We're under 4 to go. It's 46-38. Iowa defensively has just let up too many easy shots. That's a nice little block there. McCray to Ware. McCray and Ware have been the two guys that have been inside. Get easy points in the paint. Iowa's looking with a 4-on-5 situation. Puckett way too deep for a three for him. Just kidding. He'll take it even contested. That's a ballsy shot. And we have a 46-41 game. Out of bounds, Texas Tech ball. Dunn had just no one else around him to worry about. Bucket for three, splashes it home. It's 48-44. So Iowa not out of it. They're doing a great job. For as good a job as Texas Tech has done to make sure that they've reestablished themselves as in control of this game, Iowa hasn't fallen down by too many points to count themselves out of this game either. It's been as many as 8. It's been 7, 8 points here and there, but they have it down to 4. If they can shore up their interior defense just a little bit, I think they'll be in a pretty good position here over the next 2.5 minutes to at least make a run at winning this game. For some reason, it looked like that Hawkeye was celebrating, and he then immediately gave up. Immediately gave up 2 points. So that's not good. Shot is up. Shot is good. Trading twos is perfectly fine. What you don't want to see Iowa do here is just take wild threes to try to get back into this game. Trade twos. Get Texas Tech to miss a shot, maybe 2. And then you're right back even with them. You need 2 good defensive possessions, 2 good offensive possessions. A good defensive possession there until they gave up the foul, unfortunately. Bean will take the shot. McCray picking up his, I believe it was second personal. That white text on yellow background, difficult to read. White text on red background, easy to read. Misses the free throw. There you go, Iowa. Getting a little bit of a break there. 5-point game instead of 6. Almost lost the ball. Gilliam trying to split the defenders, but seemed to have magnetized one way, the left side there. Hawkeye over in the calling for it, and just a terrible pass there. Terrible pass. Texas Tech will come away with the ball. Now, we'll see what happens here. I'm guessing that in about 14 seconds they'll start to rebound, or start to foul. The problem is that only leaves 10 seconds on the shot clock, so it's not a good time to foul. Hopefully they don't do it. Hopefully there's some kind of situational awareness. No, they're going to stay on him. McCray driving inside. 5, 4, 3. Baxter. Nothing doing there. Iowa just going to run with it. No timeout necessary. They have a 5-point deficit. Gilliam, that was a nice bounce pass inside. I like that play. They're only down 3. They're only down 1 possession. I don't know if they do need to foul. Probably pretty immediately. I'd like to see him meet him at the midcourt line. Maybe they're not going to. You know what? Let your defense try to make a play. Get it to 20, 15 seconds left on the shot clock and just kind of go for it. There's about a 6-second difference between shot and game clock. They did it. They let it happen. They got a steal. Puckett is going to slam it home. They've cut it down to 1. Now they have to foul. Now they just have to foul. Not enough time to let them get the ball up to midcourt and try and force a turnover. I like this. I like the way that worked out. We saw it earlier in one of the games. We saw it again here. I like that the game has the situational awareness to at least let the defense try to make a play. See what Texas Tech can do here from the line. First one's good, 52-50. 9.8, plenty of time for Iowa. They don't have to do anything dumb. 53-50. Take a timeout here. Good call, I like it. That was a very questionable decision. I don't like it because too often the ball... God dang it. Iowa, what are you doing? That's frustrating. Too often the ball floats over the receiver's hands, and it's just kind of like, oh, that was just a waste of possession. Iowa will take another timeout. Instead, they made a bonehead play on the other side. What I'd like to see there is I'd like to see them just run their normal offense. Run it maybe at a little bit of a quicker pace, but make sure you're giving the ball or getting the ball to a shooter and not the center at the three-point line who isn't going to shoot that shot. What an absolutely terrible ending for Iowa. They played so well. I keep moving my water bottle right in my hand. Iowa, Bonehead University inside of 10 seconds. Texas Tech will leave with the victory. That'll push them into the Sweet 16 where they will face the Tennessee Volunteers. And with that, we've reached the halfway point of this stream in this video. We'll get you set for the next one, and we'll take a quick break. A few minutes here. Get up, stretch. All my good stuff. Hope I can do whatever. Oh my goodness. So we'll go on down here. Mascot mode. We have the Colorado Buffalo. Colorado Buffalo taking on the Boston College Eagles. Go the correct way. There you go. That's your next matchup coming up here on Twitch and on YouTube. For YouTube, it's going to be a super quick just cut. For Twitch, it's going to be a couple minutes. Enjoy some tunes while I go stand up for a couple minutes. I encourage you to do the same. Thank you for watching. Hopefully I clicked that on accident way too early. I hope you're enjoying the tournament. We'll see you back for the other 4 games of action with Colorado and Boston College tipping it off for us. Big games coming up. We got Gonzaga. We have Alabama. Big implications there for the bracket picks. Stick around. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody, to March Mascot Madness Part 5. March Mascot Madness 3, Part number 5. Slightly longer break than normal because I ate ice cream. I was very hungry. So I had a little snack. A little snack time. Hopefully that picks up the energy a little bit. And we have a good back half of the stream. Before we get into game number 5, one, I needed a burp. 2, get you caught up on the standings here. Math predictions still in first with a score of 21. Fart King has moved up to second with 18. It's a guessing game at 17. I say 18. With 21-18, guessing game 17. Beebs picks 16. Pickosaurus 15. Cougars 15, which means I don't think I got a single game right. Yeah, I sure did not. Oh, I really needed Oregon to win that last game. Didn't realize I had Oregon so far in the tournament. And I don't think I can really get a whole lot more correct. I think I can go at best 2-6. Perfect. All right, that is neither here nor there. What is here and now is game number 5. We have the Boston College regular Eagles, regular Eagles taking on the Colorado Buffaloes. We'll go ahead and get that started. We are going to somewhere. We are on All-Americans. 10 minutes. We're going to Chestnut Hill, Maine. Massachusetts? That's Massachusetts. I don't know. That's okay. That's okay. How dumb is your favorite Mascot Madness host? He doesn't know Maryland, Maine, or Massachusetts from each other. We'll go ahead and jump on in here. Still another 2 or so hours of basketball to go. Hopefully you're enjoying the tournament. We've had some fantastic finishes. 2 of the best games of the tournament happened in that first half. And if it wasn't for Iowa turning into Bonehead University there towards the end, we might have had a third great game. Only one blowout, which is okay. Defensive foul, and Colorado was off to a hot start with a nice made shot there and the foul. So we'll get an and one opportunity. Shot is up. Shot is good. So we have a 3-0 lead for Colorado. Colorado looking like they're trying the full court stuff. It's kind of the halvesy. We've seen it a lot in this tournament. It's easily beaten by one well-placed screen that let Metcalf just free and clear, beautiful screen up top for the Golden Eagles, or the regular Eagles, but they aren't able to get the points. And just like that, Colorado is up 5-0 here. 30 seconds, and Boston College is already looking at a multi-possession deficit. Fires over to Phillips. There's a nice shot there for Phillips. 5-2. Terry driving inside, pulls up mid-range, no good. Good opportunity here for Boston College to cut the lead down to 1. Woods finding a nice little path there. Slams it home on the fast break. Good basketball there by Boston College. Givens taking the 2, maybe a 3. I don't know, a little tricky again with the feet, but hard to tell. Metcalf, that's a nice play there. 6 straight points for Boston College, so kind of a run game starting here. 5 points in a row for for Colorado. 6-0 run for Boston College. Colorado does take the lead on that too. Pushes the lead back to 1. Metcalf loses the ball. Givens picks it up. Dangerously close on that midcourt line. Does come away with a possession for his team. Finds Terry around the 3-point marker. Driving. Swinging a player. That's Harris. That's a deep 2. That shot rattles around and goes home. 4-point run now for Colorado. 9-6. Very nice game we have going on so far. Through the first 2+ minutes. Duncan looking to tie it up. He does. We're all knotted up at 9. This has been a fast-paced, and it feels like a pretty efficient game. A lot of times we see the fast-paced, inefficient games. A lot of missed shots. A lot of sloppy play. This one just feels like teams are feeling it, playing well, hitting what they're looking for. It's a nice bounce pass back out to Harris. Thought he was maybe going to try and drive it in the lane, just didn't like what he saw there. 2 quick passes inside, and that's just too much for the defense. Almost always puts them in bad position. All you have to do is just slam the ball home and get a 2-point lead out of it. In this case, by the score of 11-9. Phillips kind of driving inside. There's a lot of traffic in there, but a good shot. I like that shot. All of the Colorado players were out of position on the defensive side to get the rebound there. So even if he misses, there's a pretty good likelihood that a Boston College player is going to come up with that rebound. and just kind of put it back in, and that's exactly what happened. Maybe not something to rely on, but definitely a better decision than some of the shots we've seen in past games. Boston College with a nice 3 there. 5-0 run for them. As Colorado works it around to Givens. Givens didn't really get the spacing he needed to get a clean look at that 3. Backing in, going out, trying to figure out what to do to get a drive going here. Harris, fall away 2 off the left iron, no good. Tip in, no good. Boston College will run the floor here on the fast break. Largest lead of the game so far, 5 points for Colorado. 3 points for Boston College. Been a close one. Been a good one so far. Granted, it's only been 4 minutes, but just sometimes it feels like when you think like, oh no, like Colorado immediately came out, got fouled, and made the shot, got the 3-point play, out to a 5-0 lead. You start to worry. There's Duncan with a 3, short. Phillips inside, couldn't get the ball to drop. Colorado and Boston College, I don't believe either of them are terribly important teams. Yeah, it's going to be, at least in this chunk of the bracket, because we're now down to the second half of it. And so the winners of day 2 are playing in these games. Most of them are Alabama or Gonzaga. Duncan, lean it down. For my bracket, I need Gonzaga and Alabama to both win. I was over on the whole first part of it. Harris, nice 3 there. Splashes it home. That is a 7-0 run now. You go to look at a different thing for roughly 7 minutes, and all of a sudden the score of the game is different. Terry. Harris, nothing doing. Tippin's working though. 9-0 run here. Boston College was up 14-11. Couldn't get some of their shots to drop to push that lead out. They had a couple of opportunities pretty close to the basket. There's nothing doing that time around. There you go. You make sure the ball goes in the hole by dunking it as hard as possible. That's your plan. Givens to Harris. Harris back to Givens. Harris inside. Big slam. 22-16 with 3:40 remaining here in the first half. I almost just said the score again. But a 6-point lead here for the Colorado Buffaloes. There's a beautiful shot for Duncan. Wide open. These are great athletes, and they are in their field. Their field, you can't leave a guy that wide open. Kerr finds Terry. Terry finds Givens. Givens trying to get it a little inside. Metcalf with a nice steal there. 22-19. Nice find to Moss, who gets it off the glass and in. It'll be a 22-21 game, and just like that, Boston College right back in it. A little 5-0 run. Harris, some good defense. This has been a really fast-paced and entertaining game so far. I'd much rather watch this than a slow-paced defensive struggle. That's a beautiful, beautiful block right there. He tried to get him with a little fake and then go back around the other side. My brother tries that a lot when we used to play basketball. He would kind of fake to the right and then move to his left to get the shot up. A nice shot. It was a nice play. Almost didn't really work there. for Boston College. The Buffalo saw exactly what was going to happen and just said, I'm going to block this. Givens got weirdly frozen. We've seen that a couple of times in this game. Typically freezes like that are very uncommon. Like, they just don't happen. The game gets locked up in the paint area. That's the thing that happens in every single tournament. But that's the second time now that a player has been running and just locks up completely what they're doing. Some nice plays here by Boston College to put themselves back in the lead. Just again, that was what we saw earlier when they were when they had the lead last time, when it was 14-11. We saw them struggle with baskets right at the rim. Just couldn't push the lead any higher. Their maximum lead's been 3, I guess 6. At some point, I don't know. I don't remember. Phillips on the inside, couldn't get the ball to drop. But when their lead was 3, they had a number of opportunities to get that lead to 5, to get that lead to 7. You know, a couple of chances, and they just couldn't. They ended up falling behind because they couldn't keep the momentum going on their offensive end. Doesn't matter now. Everything is knotted at 27 with 90 seconds to go. Two of the higher scoring teams here that we've seen, especially in the first half. Usually, this is kind of the score we're looking at the end of the first half. These teams both have 90 seconds or 80 seconds now. Duncan wide open for 3. These teams have plenty of time to get into the mid-30s. We'll see what happens. Colorado did turn the ball over. Nice play by Terry there. Couldn't get it to drop. I disagree with how quickly they cut away from that. It seemed like might have gone in, but what do I know? Shot is up and good. So 30-29 here. Minute and 4 seconds to go here. Metcalf calling the play. Colorado called for a steal. They got the steal. Givens, super easy dunk there. And it is 31-30. It's going to suck because one of these teams is going to have to go home. And some other team that doesn't score nearly as many points is going to... There's Duncan again. He's been lights out from beyond the arc. Terry on the inside. Nice play there. Boston College had the 2-point lead. And instead, it's a tie game now. And I bring that up. The points that they score will be higher than other teams. We've seen that before where two teams just have like a slugfest, slop fest of a game. And one of those teams gets to go on, and another team that actually played well doesn't get to move on just because of a bad luck in the matchups. Phillips again from beyond the arc. Somehow that was a missed offensive rebound. And we're looking at a 33-33 game going into the half here. Nothing's going to happen in 0.3 seconds. But great first half of action. He made the shot. The crowd roared like it counted, but it did not. 33-33, 10 minutes left here to decide a winner in a fast-paced, fascinating, or entertaining game, rather. Phillips into Metcalf. Metcalf blocked. He's going to go out of bounds. So it will remain Boston College ball. Woods couldn't get it to go. Moss with a nice offensive rebound. He gets it to go. And that shot's not good. So Colorado not coming out quite as hot in the second half as they did in the first half. Boston College, however, coming out hot in the second half. They had a bit of a rough first 30 seconds, immediately falling down 5-0. This time they take advantage of some good offensive plays on their end and go up by 4. Finally a shot for Colorado, close to the rim. It's one of those little circus shots. Usually you see a foul called on those, but not in that case. You bounce past that to Phillips earlier, you're probably looking at a much easier shot. Not that there was a ton of resistance on that one, because he got around that corner and was free flying toward that basket. 6-point lead for Boston College, largest of the game for them. Bounce pass into Givens. Givens one-on-one here at the free throw line. Throws it to the left to Beasley. Goes back up top to Terry. Terry kind of driving toward that left side. Finds Givens, who's again just kind of hanging out in the middle, which is kind of an odd spot. We usually see a lot of like slides to the left and slides to the right. You don't typically see players standing there just in the middle on the logo, the ACC logo at the free throw line. Colorado's going to drive inside after the Eagles just running out of bounds. Unable to take advantage of the turnover. He almost ran out of bounds again. Metcalf calling the play here. Somebody's got a 5-second countdown on. Not sure who it is. Moss easily inside, and it is 41-33. Big run here through the first 2 minutes for the Boston College Eagles as they are outscoring the Buffaloes 8-0. It was 33-33 at the half. It was a really good first half, too. You'd hate to see this game fall apart for one team and just get run out of the gym, but you know, sometimes that just kind of happens. Quick passes into Moss. Woods missed it. Terry, the sideline stealer. The baseline bandit and the sideline stealer. He just, I don't know why they get so close to that sideline. For whatever reason, they just love it. Boston College, quick shot, puts them back up 8. And it's been an on-fire first 3 minutes here for the Eagles of Boston College. Terry driving inside. Off the right iron, front iron, left iron? I don't know, all kinds of iron was hit. And the nylon was found. Two quick passes inside. The shot was short. Good rebound there by Colorado. Good defensive play by Colorado as well. Givens with a spin. Finds his teammate. Cuts the lead down to 4. Colorado making a bit of a run here. That was how the first half started at the beginning of the game, was runs of 5 points by this team, 6 points by this team, 5 points, back and forth. We might be seeing that here as well. Currently it is a 10-6 Boston College lead in the second half. But it was 8 in a row for the Eagles. Harris kind of just casually bounced the ball around. Not even really dribbling. Couldn't get the putback dunk. You got to get that if you're Colorado. Phillips for 3, just a little too strong. Oh, Terry looked like he had the corner there. He was going to be able to dive down towards the basket, but elected to throw the pass instead. It was a nice shot from Colorado. Work with me here. Oh, Boston College getting a huge break there as Colorado just runs the ball out of bounds for no reason. Back to Metcalf. Into Duncan. Duncan with a nice dunk there. Dunkin' Donuts, Dunkin' basketballs, all that good stuff. Givens couldn't get it. A couple of tip-ins. Finally, Colorado drops the ball in the basket. And it is 45-41. Phillips, Givens, giving his team a chance to go down. Only 2 here. It's going to be a defensive foul. I don't like that play. I wish he would have thrown it to the left here. He had a guy screaming down the lane. The defender was not going to get over there in time, and that was going to be an easy 2 points. He'll get lucky if he makes both of these, it's like, okay, cool, it's a wash, 2 points either way. But you definitely want to see the pass in that scenario. Best case scenario, you get like a 3-point play out of it, but that's not likely. Worst case scenario, you choke with the line. Phillips jamming it home, lead back to 4. Givens will throw it forward to Terry. Throws to the left to Givens. Harris, again, just casually bouncing the ball up and down. Looks like the easiest Buffalo to steal from in the world. They can't do it. They have 3 Eagles there, and he still finds a way to get 2 points. The Buffaloes have done a great job making this game close. When you fall behind by 8 at the beginning of any half, that's not good. Obviously, you had tons of time, way more time than you really, need to get back into this game. But we have seen teams throw such big haymakers at the beginning of it that the other team just can't do it. I think that happened to Washington State a couple of tournaments ago where it was a super tight first half, and the Cougars gave up like an 8-point run or something like that. They fell down 8, and that was it. That was the difference. The difference was a 2-minute stretch where they got outscored by 4 baskets, and that was the game. Colorado getting a foul here. I wonder if the Buffaloes have much gas left in on Beasley, picking up his first. And his second. Lead is back up to 8. And again, we have those point runs that we were talking about, that I was talking about earlier. We have Boston College on a nice point run here. Givens, I don't know why that was a terrible shot. There were about 3 things wrong with that last possession. Number 1, I don't know why the player that was in the paint curled up to go to the 3-point line. You had to just throw that ball inside. That was a bad shot that they ended up taking. There just wasn't, and then there was no one in the paint for Colorado to even attempt to get a defensive rebound here. Boston College working with all the momentum here. Colorado just kind of falling apart. 10-point lead for the Eagles. 2 minutes and 34 seconds. If we've learned anything from this game, there can be a run. Colorado's going to need some help. They're going to need to do it a little more quickly than this. Givens, got a very open 3, drives into the middle, gets absolutely stuffed. It's going to lead to a fast break point. That Buffalo got bullied. Metcalf, that's a 2. Huge run here to end most hope that Colorado can make this a game. Oh, missed the free throw. Still 10 points. I didn't write any. I just wrote the matchup down, where I'm not counting out the Buffaloes just yet. Boston College has largely controlled this second half. See what they can do here. They have about, I'd say, 45 seconds to maybe try and get back in this game. That tip-in, just they can't get anything to go. They need 3 of those tip-ins to go for them to be back in this game. And they just couldn't get it. I like the 3, though. Just pull up, take the 3. Boston College controlled the second half here, so it's hard to be too annoyed with it. They got the tip-in attempt, and they got a rebound. Fresh 35-second clock for them. Colorado's going to give it a shot here to try and make a comeback. There are 59.4 seconds left. If you're Boston College, if you're Colorado, you should probably be fouling just a little bit sooner. Don't need to waste the clock all the way down to a minute. They get the offensive rebound. That's fine. It's not fine, but it's like, okay, fine. That's the reality. That's what you have to deal with. You want a defensive rebound there, obviously. Foul immediately. There's no reason in letting 6-7 seconds waste away if you're going to still make a comeback here. Or at least make an attempt at a comeback. Barker's getting subbed in for Beasley. Rockets the pass over to Moss. He'll get wrapped up. Boston College will be going to the line here. Second foul on Kerr. 58-47. Off the right side, Boston College getting the three-point play the hard way. That'll likely do it. Colorado just fell apart down the stretch here. They're not even going to try to get any sort of points or anything. Duncan, near the sideline stealer. Instead, he'll fall victim to the baseline bandit, who will steal a possession away from the Eagles. That was somehow not a backcourt violation. Givens, Colorado's kind of just given up here. Not a whole lot for them to do. Out of bounds, Colorado ball. And stolen away by Duncan. And that'll do it. 13-point victory for the Boston College Eagles. We'll send them on to the round of the Sweet 16, 60-47. Boston College advances. They will take on the winner of the next game, the Panthers or the Wildcats. It was a great first half. And then Boston College went on 2 runs. One of them kind of put the game away. And Colorado seems to just really run out of steam there towards the end. Sometimes that's just how it goes. Pittsburgh and Arizona coming up next here in game number 6. Pittsburgh. Arizona. Ooh, a top 7 matchup here. No matter who wins, this is going to be a tough test for Boston College in the next round. We are going to Tucson, Arizona. Pitt's traveling a long ways to get to this All-American 10-minute game. We have hopefully a good one coming up here. Coming up next, we have had some good matchups today. We've had 2 down-to-the-wire, magnificent buzzer-beater games. We had a couple of games that were close and kind of just got out of hand one way or the other. That last game that you watched, Boston College, they took over the second half after a tight, well-contested first half. And unfortunately, Iowa joins the Bonehead University clan in just throwing it away at the end for no real reason. Pittsburgh, trying to get off to a hot start with a 3, cannot do that. Wildcats can't do anything because they lost the ball. This is before their bear down slogan, apparently, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense because Arizona is the Wildcats. They're not Bears. Willis for 2. Foot must have been on the line. And we finally have a team on the board. A little up and down action to start this game. Benson over here for the Panthers, trying to drive inside on the right side. So Leach will take the shot and get the 2, so we're all knotted up at 2. Normally, that sort of like sticky play doesn't happen that far away from the basket, so I just kind of kept waiting for him to pass the ball. And nothing doing. I believe we have Leaches on both teams here. It's a nice play by Pittsburgh, and they are starting to feel it a little bit more offensively. Back-to-back possessions coming away with points. game has slowed down a little bit. Definitely helps that Pittsburgh took such a long time with that first basket. But Bruce Willis now firing over to Tolbert. Some good spacing here. Some open space there in the lane. Just nothing doing there. So Arizona got out to the 2-0 lead. They've given up 4 straight points. They're going to find a Panther on the move, and they just couldn't get it to him. Willis bounce pass up to Tolbert. Good defense here. O'Connor going to get it off the back iron, but no good. Tolbert with a great offensive rebound. He'll put it back. And that will push up. I feel like I'm just falling apart here today. My back's been giving me problems all day. My throat is starting to annoy me because it doesn't sound right. But I can't seem to get whatever is in the way out. Leach finding all kinds of room. It was good defensive rotation there by the Panthers to come down and make sure that we didn't get an easy basket, at least contest it in some manner. There's a nice jam home for the Wildcats, or excuse me, the Panthers. And we have an 8-4 lead here for Pittsburgh. Eight to 6, Wheeler off that right iron, no good. Out of bounds, Arizona ball. Nice defensive play there by Pittsburgh, or at least trying to get a steal. It's not a whole lot doing there. As we have 3 minutes gone here in game number 6, we have a couple of big matchups coming up after this. Benson driving inside, get the ball stripped away from him. Tolbert comes away with it. Not exactly sure if he did the stripping of the ball or not. Willis just off the right iron. Couldn't get it to go. The putback rattles around a little bit, but does eventually drop. Now Gonzaga, huge pick in a lot of brackets. Final Fours, championship pick. Alabama, champion pick for a couple of people. Could set up quite the showdown in the Sweet 16, but they have to get through Georgia Tech and Clemson to get to that matchup. Willis over here on the right side, 4 minutes gone. Been a kind of a quick sloppy style game, as we have a lot of missed shots here, some turnovers. There's a 3 for Pittsburgh. Put them up 3, 13-10. Leach with the 3-point sticker next to his name. The Wildcats' tails look really weird. It's because it's like the jersey design. Oh, we stepped on the baseline bandit, and that'll steal a possession away from the Arizona Wildcats. Pittsburgh looking to push this lead out to 5, maybe 6. They're feeling spicy. Benson, everyone's favorite dog on the internet, throws it over to Tolles. Tolles couldn't get it to go. A couple offensive rebounds. Wheeler finally gets it to rattle around and drop home. And it's a 5-point lead for the Pittsburgh Panthers. We need to make sure and not call the Pittsburgh Pirates, because they play a different sport. Sport that's going to be actually starting here in a couple of weeks. But my playthrough of the entire Mariners season won't start until May. Which is more the reason I'm like, yeah, May. It's a great time to reset the stream and get things sorted out and figured out. Shot is just missed. Not a great shot there for Pittsburgh. Willis finds O'Connor. O'Connor with a 3 straight on. I believe that's a 6-0 run here for the Arizona Wildcats, who are down 5 and now find themselves up 1. Tolles into Wheeler. Nice jam home there by the Pittsburgh Wildcats. Both offenses feel like they're maybe finding a little bit of rhythm here. I think I said that earlier, but that was probably a little bit too early. Definitely now seems like they are finding a little bit more rhythm. I guess that's what happens when you go on a 6-0 run. Oh, that's a nice play by Arizona. As the shot clock was about to expire, it's going to bounce off the defender, gets the foul, gets the bucket to drop. And the first foul for the Pittsburgh Panthers. 3.5 to go. Oh, Willis stealing the ball. That was a nice little, looked like he got kind of tipped that time. Usually when you see that animation, they come away with it pretty cleanly, or they miss it completely. You don't typically see it like get tipped by their hand and then the player behind them comes away with it. 5-0 run for Arizona gives them the lead again. 21-17. There's a three for Pittsburgh. Well short, well defended there. Just couldn't get enough on it because there was a player right in his face. Leach looking for some space to work. Arizona doing a pretty good job spacing the floor here. I say that as soon as 4 Pittsburgh Panthers are right in the same area. Leach right around the free throw line. Driving inside through the contact. Falls off the back iron, no good. Tolles. Looking to his left for Klein. Oh, Willis with another nice steal again. That animation we've seen a couple of times. And Arizona is on a big old run here. I believe it's an 8-0 run, 7-0 run. They almost get another steal again. Klein to Tolles. Tolles driving inside. Just taking it all himself. That's a good play there. Leach for three. I saw a shot similar to that in one of the earlier games. Just rattles around for a while. This one hangs out and then finally drops. 26-19. Pittsburgh did get off to a pretty good start, but they have since fallen behind. It was 17-16. It is now a 10-2 run over the last couple of minutes here for Arizona. Arizona playing very well defensively, getting a lot of turnovers and able to turn those turnovers into points. Pittsburgh just hasn't been able to make shots. Of course, when you lose the ball a bunch, that doesn't help things. Arizona again trying to get the ball loose. Driving inside, over the dropped shoulder of the Arizona defender. Nothing doing there. Finally a foul. Putback wasn't good. Looked like it maybe got blocked at one point. There's not a lot of good happening for the Pittsburgh Panthers on the offensive end at this point in the game, which is why they find themselves down 8. Klein looking to make the second free throw. It's up and it's good. Cut into that lead, make it a touchdown game. 28-21. Leach, oh, that's a great screen and poor defense by Pittsburgh. Little column A, little column B on that one. Klein bounce passes it over to Tolles. He bounce passes it to Plummer. Plummer just trying to work his way through all the traffic. Finally finds a little bit of space. Bullies a Wildcat and dunks it. Dunks it hard. And with under a minute, we have a 7-point game here. Arizona up 30-23. Tolbert for 3. Pushes it to 10. This might be the run that gets Arizona the victory here. We've seen this before. We saw it actually in the last game. Just a team goes on just enough of a run to put themselves in a position where the other team, in this case Pittsburgh, just can't quite get all the way back. But I think the best thing for Pittsburgh would be is to just get to halftime. They somehow forced 4 missed shots, and instead of a foul, it's out of bounds. So actually a pretty good defensive set there for the old Pittsburgh Panthers. Driving it inside to a double team. You got 5 seconds on the clock. They come away with a steal. Arizona does. They'll fire it from midcourt. It was actually pretty close. Don't usually see those go in, so that would have been kind of a hype moment. Number 18, toughest place to play is Arizona. It will be they'll be the home team again if they can hold on to this 8-point lead that they had at the half. 33-25. They're going to lose the ball again. Pittsburgh is. Benson driving inside. Tolles, take the 3, buddy. Splash it home. Cut the lead to 5. 33-28. Pittsburgh needed that half. It's about the best thing that could have happened to Pittsburgh and the worst thing to happen to Arizona. Cool Arizona down a little bit. See if you can get a couple of defensive stands here. Just don't turn the ball over. And see if you can make something happen. There's a nice steal there. Benson got to kick it inside. Decline. He's going to get fouled. Kind of a weird foul there. A little bit of an unnecessarily rough foul, if you're asking me, in my personal opinion. Unnecessary. But didn't allow him to get the shot up. So instead of 2 shots from the line, it'll just be in from the sideline. Which, until that dunk, sounded pretty good. Well, it was pretty good right up until you dunked it like that. And now I think that I made a mistake. Good run here for the Pitt Panthers. Making it a 6-0 run, making it a 2-point game. And it's only taken them 50 seconds to get right back into this one. O'Connor. That's going to be a defensive foul on Pittsburgh. He looked like he was just getting the heck out of the way, but just couldn't do it. He has hands by his face. Like, please, don't posterize me. Shot up, shot good. 36-31. 1 minute gone here in the second half. These teams have treated us to a fast-paced game. Not all of it's been clean. It was kind of a sloppy start for both teams. That was not a great shot. Out of bounds, Arizona. Players are so concerned with trying to get the ball back into the basket. They get a full 35 seconds, which means you should just be kicking it out and trying to get it reset to another one of your players, but instead they're like, yeah, just throw it back towards the hoop. Willis, good defensive rotation. They at least got some bodies in the way, but not enough there. As Klein brings it up the floor. Tolles into Benson. Benson trying to drive a little bit. Defensive foul. So really quickly, Arizona went from, that's Alabama's Pittsburgh ball, what a block. Arizona went from only being up 2 to being up 7. Well, 5-0 run here after Pittsburgh put together a great little 6-0 run to get themselves right back in the game. So we'll see what happens over the next 8 minutes or so. Pittsburgh now down 4. Somehow got that over the outstretched arm of the defender. I thought that was going to be a block. Felt like it was pretty well timed and all of that. Just a little bit of a mismatch in favor of the Arizona Wildcats, who stripped the ball yet again, but just can't come up with the loose ball. Instead, they'll just steal it the old-fashioned way right through the air. Intercepted. Leach coming away with it. Getting the play set. Tolbert splashing home for 3, and it's right back to 9. There's a nice basket inside for Pitt. Pitt's going to just kind of weather this storm a little bit, I feel. Kind of make sure that they're not falling too far behind. Benson the plumber. Just couldn't come away with the ball. It was a nice block by Arizona. Arizona went on that one run, gave them a big lead, and they let Pittsburgh kind of get back into it, but did a good job of reestablishing themselves. And they pushed this lead all the way out to 11 points. Still 6:09 to go here in the second half of game number 6. This one might be kind of getting away from Pitt a little bit, which is something that they had done a pretty good job about in previous runs when Arizona had taken leads and kind of pushed them to 6 or 8 points, as they never felt like they were really out of the game. But in this case, it just seems like Pittsburgh is out of gas. They're not making shots. Arizona's firing all cylinders. Leach here for 3, and it's just getting brutal here for the Pittsburgh Panthers, as it is now 50-36. So the previous winner, Boston College, who won their game by 13 points, 50-37, is going to have to deal with an Arizona squad who is currently winning by 14 in their Sweet 16 matchup, unless something happens here for the Pitt Panthers, but I kind of doubt it. Oh, now I really doubt it. 17 points. And Pittsburgh was right there. They were only down 2 at one point, and it wasn't that long ago. Arizona's hitting threes, which is not good for them. Foul on Arizona. And unfortunately, Pittsburgh Panther was injured. You hate to see that in the second half of a blowout. Two putbacks missed, and that's felt like that's been the Pittsburgh Panthers in the second half. Those last two plays, the missed free throw they couldn't get put back in on the Pittsburgh side, and how well Arizona has been playing with that made shot, are the perfect example of why this game is now an 18-point deficit. Pittsburgh just can't make anything. Arizona is hitting everything, even shots that they probably shouldn't make. Again, Arizona strips the ball away. Tolles taking the 3, gets that to go. Leads down to 15 with a little over 4.5 left. Pittsburgh needs really good defense. I'd say they have to cut this down to like 6. That is not going to do anything. Somehow that was not a goaltend. Klein inside, Tolles through a little bit of contact. Right back down to 13. Backcourt violation? Arizona's kind of letting them back into this game. Plummer lost the ball. Okay, well, they didn't let them too far back into the game, which was a good thing that Arizona did. I don't know if I touched on that, but even the couple of times that Pitt did make a run, Arizona really put the clamps down. Tolles for 3. Shot is missed, defensively rebounded. And I think we saw the best of what we were going to see from Pitt here, making a run at that lead. Shot is up. Shot is good. 52-49. 59-42. I was like, whoa, wait, hold on. The game's not that interesting. Calm down, sir. Calm down. Klein missing the shot there. 59-42. Leach thought he was going to get out of bounds there, but nothing doing for that. Tolbert driving into the inside. Throws it over to Leach. Leach with 3 on the shot clock. Finds a little bit of rim, but no make. 59-42. 17-point game. So we just kind of bleed out this clock. Dunk cuts it down to 15. Benson, nice little move inside, just couldn't get the ball to drop. Which is unfortunate for the Pitt Panthers. So many baskets for them have just been like that. They just can't quite get enough on it to get it in. They can't get the tip-ins to drop. They have second chance, third chance opportunities they can't convert into points. And when you have Arizona playing so well on the other side, that's how you quickly fall apart and lose a game in the round of 32. So we'll see Pittsburgh in about 6 months in September, Mascot Madness. Every likely Thursday and Friday in September, unless the schedule changes between now and then. But we'll see. We'll see. So you get got some positive news today. Might be able to move forward on finding out more permanent living situation and all that good stuff. So Tolles puts it down to a 17-point game. So hopefully, barring any, major changes, but hopefully we can, have a little more stable streaming setup. Hopefully, maybe the streams will even be a little better, look a little better, all that good stuff. So the plan now, 6 months out, Thursdays and Fridays, but it could be different days. We'll see what happens. If you're enjoying the tournament, if you're having a good time, be sure you're subscribed here on YouTube. Scroll on down, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell so you're notified when I post new videos. All that good stuff. And then head on over to twitch.tv/Shaunosaurus so you can watch these blowouts live. And help me count down to the next game in the tournament. We have 2 really good ones here to finish out round number 2. 2 important games that if they both win, will set up an even more important game. If that's not a tease, I don't know what is. Also, I might go to Target tomorrow and get a new microphone. Because last time I was there, they had some. I shouldn't count on them having any there this time around, but they did have a Blue Yeti, whatever it is. You gotta put it more in here rather than all the way up here. Of course, I could put it up here. I don't know. I was looking at that, or I was thinking about maybe trying to find the Elgato Wave 3 or whatever. So this will end this one. That'll conclude that massive blowout. Been a pretty good day though. Haven't really had many of those, so it's a little easier to swallow. When you get 4 of them in a row, like we did in part 3, then you start to look at it and you go like, come on. 65-46 is the final score here for you. Arizona by 19 to send Pittsburgh home. So Arizona will advance. They will play Boston College, who's coming off a 13-point victory of their own. So that hopefully will be a good matchup of some more high-powered teams in the tournament. Coming up next, we have Gonzaga taking on Georgia Tech, and then Clemson Alabama. Big games. Big old games. Games that are big. Mascot game. Gonzaga. Oh, they're right next to each other in the alphabet. I'm going to hop up to use the restroom real quick. So stick with me for a couple of minutes and we'll be right back with more March Mascot Madness 3. Thanks for hanging out. Welcome back to Mascot Madness 3, part number 5. And that water throws my whole body off. It's like, oh, you have to go to the bathroom a lot because you're actually giving us hydration? What? Wacky. We are about to jump into Game number 6 here. Gonzaga Bulldogs heading to Georgia to face Georgia Tech. I don't exactly know where this game is. I think it's Atlanta? Athens, Georgia? I can't remember. Oh, Atlanta, okay. Then Georgia must play in. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. Because we need to focus on this game that is happening right in front of our eyes. Again, Gonzaga. This is a huge game. Huge game. Gonzaga is a champion pick in one of the brackets, is a Final Four pick in one of the brackets, 2 of the brackets. So a lot of brackets could live or die on this game. So let's see who wins here. As you know, the setup, All-American, 10 minutes, all that good stuff. And we'll get set and ready for, hopefully, fingers crossed, a good game. Had a couple of them that haven't been so good. I forgot that there was a 13-point blowout. I forgot about that. Georgia Tech with their huge logo loses the tip. We have Fletcher here with the ball for the Gonzaga Bulldogs. Currently the #1 team in the country. And seems like a lot of people's picks to actually win the championship, which seems surprising. We'll see what they can do here in Mascot Madness. They usually perform okay, at least. Typically getting to the Sweet 16, from what I remember. Seems like they've had some pretty good tournament runs. But maybe this is the year where, not only in real life, but in this video game, they can make it all the way. Not a good start for them. Burning a lot of time off that game clock. About 40 seconds to come away empty-handed. Keys inside into a double team. Flips it up. Doesn't make it. Addis looking for something. That's off the right iron, no good. Another offensive rebound for the Gonzaga Bulldogs. 2 offensive rebounds, 2 points. They put the first points on the board as we are over a minute gone here. Finally, someone getting on the board. Stripped the ball away out of bounds. It'll stay with Georgia Tech. That seemed like getting hung out on the baseline for a very long time. To kind of just wouldn't go out of bounds. Like you're watching a foul ball, just hoping that it curves. There's a shot and a foul. So Georgia Tech will go to the line to shoot 2. Keys gets the first one to go. Second one doesn't make it, but Metcalf comes away with the rebound, the offensive rebound, and puts it back to give Georgia Tech the tricky 3-point play and a lead against the Gonzaga Bulldogs. Fletcher working it around the outside. He has the 3-point specialty sticker. Kick it back to him. He'll take one step closer to the basket, fire it, and it is good. Surprised to see Georgia Tech leave them that wide open. One step up and all kinds of good. Watkins passing over to Metcalf. Metcalf back to Watkins. Just passing. They're playing B in the middle there. Again, just not letting that yellow jacket touch the ball. Another foul for Gonzaga. Second team foul. Doug Marshall picking up his first. So we'll see what Watkins can do here. Kind of double check and see if I'm wearing my slippers on the correct foot. They felt weird. But it's or something. Something about it just seems off on my foot. High quality commentary happening here while Georgia Tech gets a steal. Tied up 5-5. Nice little lob there. And that'll make it. That's a good shot. 7-5. Into Fletcher. Fletcher to Marshall. Somehow that wasn't intercepted. The second pass was Metcalf driving. Driving inside. Another foul for Gonzaga. This is a bad start for the Zags. That is the third team foul. This is an opportunity for a 3-point play for the old Buck Bumbles. Mike Ross picking up his first one. 10-5. Aided by some free throws, but still, a lead is a lead. Georgia Tech working with a full court defense here. See what Gonzaga can do. Throw it up the middle. Keys is there to intercept it. Pass inside, and it is another foul on Gonzaga. Another one. The Buck Bumbles are all over the Zags here. 4 team fouls, 3 minutes into the game. Stolen away by Watkins just for fun. 13-5. Oh no. And it is a 10-point game. Georgia Tech's even backed off their defense and said, you know what, we're up, we're fine. We'll just steal the ball instead. Gonzaga just can't hold on to it. Fletcher throws out to Addis. Addis, deep three. I don't know if that even touched rim. That was a terrible shot. Singleton to Teal. And it is a 12-point lead with 3.5 gone here. An absolutely atrocious start for the Gonzaga Bulldogs. There's a 3. Get them back into it at least a little bit. That's another foul. Another foul on the Gonzaga Bulldogs. Fortunately for them, the free throw is missed. Fletcher pulling for 2. Not a terrible shot there. Had a couple of offensive players down low to help get that rebound. So 19-10. 17-5 was the largest lead here. 12-point game. That shot is missed. Gonzaga hopefully making a little bit of a comeback here. You'd hate to see them go down in such a lopsided matchup, especially being such an important pick. 2 Final Four picks, 1 championship pick, and just not looking like a good team right now. 17 on the shot clock. Nice bounce pass inside. Marshall couldn't make the dunk. That should reset the shot clock, though. Addis has it, and kind of driving inside. Did an unnecessary dribble move. That's going to be a defensive foul. Fletcher. That made it worse. I don't know what is going on with my throat, and it's driving me absolutely insane. I'm trying to get water in. I guess I just don't have any gas in the old vocal cords today. So Gonzaga still down 9. Finally gets its drop there. 21-12. Watkins with the ball. 9-point game. 4:24 remaining here first half. Singleton taking the 3 and splashing it home. Pushing that lead back out to its biggest and doubling up the Zags. 24 points in the first 5 minutes and 45 seconds. That is a lot of points in these tournaments. 24 is usually where teams end the first half. Marshall long 2. Down 10. Obviously still plenty of time for Gonzaga to work something here, but they have to get better on the defensive end, but B, they also need a little bit of help from the Yellow Jackets to maybe miss some shots. Of course, better defense there definitely would have helped as the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets back up to that 12-point deficit. Out of bounds, Gonzaga ball after the ball is stripped away. Marshall. Like that little bounce pass into Hunt. Nice little turnaround there. Singleton again for three. It's to the point where it's actually kind of surprising that they're leaving him so wide open. Fletcher inside to Hunt. Hunt, he'll get that to go up and in. We have a 29-19 game. Gonzaga will work with a full court defense. Couldn't get the steal there. Teal working inside. Into the steal animation. The ball is separated. Hunt with it dangerously close to a backwards pass there. Fired it all the way over to the left side. There was an open player in the middle of the paint that should have had that ball. Hunt will finally get his hands on it. Gonzaga's on a bit of a run here, 21-19. Trying to make a bit of a comeback down to 8. Lead's been as big as 13. Singleton has been playing well from beyond the arc. Making a lot of shots. Last off Gonzaga, so it will be Georgia Tech ball. Singleton. Almost with a 5-second violation. Metcalf, couple of pump fakes, doesn't get the Zags to bite. Singleton looking again around the three-point line. You don't want to leave him too open. Can't collapse too hard. He will burn you from beyond the arc. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Singleton throws over to Metcalf. Metcalf one-on-one. Good defense there for the Gonzaga Bulldogs. And Georgia Tech comes away empty-handed. Gonzaga's got to make something happen here. Get some points. Take advantage of the misses. Float passes like that definitely aren't going to help. That's a long two. Kind of a bad shot there. It's a 3-on-1 opportunity. Singleton, Metcalf with a pretty easy lay-in. And Gonzaga is now down double digits. Metcalf to Addis. Couple of pump fakes. Bounce passes it into Hunt. Hunt couldn't quite get the air on the jump there. Gonzaga Bulldogs had 4 shots, finally got one of them to drop. And they cut the lead down to 8. 1:03 remaining here, first half. Game number 7 of March Mascot Madness, number 3, part 5. We are coming down to the end of it, and hopefully you're enjoying. It had been a while since Gonzaga had picked up a defensive foul. They had 5 or 6 of them in the first 3 minutes or so. It was ugly. Team foul number 6. We've seen that before, where one team picks up a bunch of fouls super early in the game. It does tend to taper off for a while. But Gonzaga does pick up their 6th team foul. That's a big deal because at 7 it's the bonus. Addis going inside, nice and easy on the layup. That's how you beat a full court pressure teams. Just quick, efficient passes up, and make sure that your shooters are aggressive in trying to get into the lane and getting to the basket. The lead's down to 9. Metcalf on the outside here, dancing near the sideline, near the baseline. Kind of brings it back a little more towards the normal spot you would see a 3-point shot happen. Watkins to Singleton. Gonzaga, nice job to trap him in the corner there and give themselves 10.3 seconds to rocket the ball for an interception. Absolute bonehead play. Don't know why they keep doing it. Out of bounds, Georgia Tech ball. Everything has been a mess within the last 15 seconds. Singleton deep at the absolute buzzer. No pun intended. Gonzaga finds themselves down 11. Keys driving into the lane. Nice block there. Couldn't get the loose ball. And Gonzaga immediately picks up team foul number 1. It's been 5 seconds in this second half. And they've already picked up team foul number 1. Second shot is up. Second shot is good. They threw it all the way down the court for some reason. I feel like that. I think that happens sometimes. The game just kind of breaks a little bit in its brain. has a little brain fart and doesn't put the players in the correct position. Fortunately, they didn't turn it over. Lead was 13. Now it's 11, and Ty Crockett picks up his first foul in team foul number 2. And both of those fouls happened. All 3 of those fouls happened in the first 29 seconds. So just an absolute garbage performance here from Gonzaga. Way too many fouls. Way too many. Pearson's going to come in for Ross. Got that shot to go up and good, so it's a 10-point lead for Georgia Tech. Wasn't too bad of a start for Gonzaga. They had way too many fouls in the early stages of the game, but they were competitive there for a minute. They fell down 15-5, and it's just been ugly since. There's a really deep 3 for the Zags. That'll cut the lead down to 9, get it into single digits. 41-32 here. A little over a minute gone. I apparently just got all the hair in the world on my face, and everything is bothered. Singleton working with the ball here. Fires into Keys. Keys looking for a little bit of space, can't really find any. Spins around, gets over the dropped shoulder of the Gonzaga defender, puts the ball in, lead back up to 11. 8:10 remaining second half. I'm curious if Gonzaga is even going to be able to make a decent run at this lead. It has been pretty consistently 8 to 12 points over the last 5 minutes or so. In game minutes, probably longer than that, honestly. Metcalf takes a couple steps inside, right into a double team. They didn't quite get that pass out quickly enough. Might be Singleton, who has played very well. Got him to step out of bounds. Bumped him just enough. That's a helpful play for the Gonzaga offense. Fletcher has the ball. They're going to work around a three-point shooter. Good rotation defense by the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. Fletcher into Addis. Addis looked at it, had 3 people near him, and thought, I'm good. There's a nice little screen to try and get a little bit of a drive there. Marshall to Addis. Georgia Tech doing a great job with the defense here. Addis to Fletcher. Fletcher. There's a nice little pull-up jumper. As the clock continues to move, we have a touchdown game, 43-36. Early stages here, second half. It's been all Georgia Tech for this one. Singleton, you don't want to leave him open. He's been so good from deep. So good from deep. He doesn't even have the sticker or anything. He's just playing well today. Just feeling it. Marshall, nice little cut inside to give him an easy 2. And a good find there by whoever had the ball before him. It's the lead down to 8. They had it at 7. It's been as many as 13. There's a nice defensive play. They just can't come away with the loose ball. No! Absolute garbage defense here by the Gonzaga Bulldogs. You come away with the defensive rebound there, and you make sure that you, A, only have 3 team fouls, but B, you don't give up 2 more points. Lead back to 10. Blessed a little bit there, the Bulldogs are, with a missed free throw. Marshall inside, jams it home. 6 minutes remaining. Keys bounce pass into Singleton. That's yet another foul. That is number 5 in the second half, and we are barely 4 minutes into out of the action. But just atrocious play here. 50-40. Nice moves there to get through the Georgia Tech defense. Are you kidding me? Stop touching the ball out of bounds, offensive team. That was a clean block. Just let it go. But once the whistle is just an out of bounds and not a defensive foul against the Gonzaga Bulldogs. 5:23. Leads at 12. Gonzaga's not really been in this game for much of it. See if they can do anything coming down the stretch here. Addis misses the shot, and that offensive player just didn't want the ball at all. He just stood there. His character bottle rotated twice. Singleton out of bounds off the bottom of the backboard. They have to take advantage of these miscues by Georgia Tech, and they're just not doing it. I was really excited about this game. I was very ready for like a hyped up, exciting game, and they came out unbelievably flat and just so many fouls. I think they're at like 13 or 14 or 13. Well, I guess it could be 14. Crockett tried to find any kind of space. Just held on to the ball the entire time. There was somebody standing at the three-point line ready to get that ball, catch and shoot. Come on. Not a bad shot there. Fletcher working the floor. Coming up here. Off the left iron, no good. Pearson's inside, defensive foul. Gonzaga will finally go to the line for two. That's the first team foul of the half for Georgia Tech. And Gonzaga can't make the shot. Absolute garbage. What are you doing? Trying a little bit of this full court pressure going. And even still, Georgia Tech, they're like, we see this every day in practice. We're good. That's a foul again on Gonzaga. That is number 7. So Georgia Tech, with 3:41 remaining in the second half, is already in the bonus. They'll be in the double bonus in 3 more fouls, which is not good. The Georgia Tech crowd largely silent here as their team has been so dominant they don't really need to cheer them on. And they can't miss. There were multiple defenders right there, and they just couldn't miss. Nice block there. Good loose ball recovery there for Gonzaga to cut this down to an 11-point game. Georgia Tech, I would assume, would kind of just start burning some clock here. Right as I said that, they took a shot, so maybe they're not super worried about it. Oh, you got to find that guy who's streaking to the lane. What are you doing? 2 quick passes inside off the rebound. Just gets fouled. 56-45. (56-47). 2:27. Gonzaga can still make a run at this lead. They just have to try to get some kind of basket. That definitely is a help. Fletcher for 3. He's got to make it. He does. 56-50. 2:16 remaining. 2 possessions. 2 good defensive possessions here. Gonzaga can maybe do some damage. Couldn't get the loose ball. Watkins driving inside, finding his buddy Singleton. Singleton, who has been absolutely on fire, just hits again. There's another 3 from GU. My goodness. Might they flirt with making a comeback here super late in this game? See what they can do defensively on Singleton here. Don't try to steal. See if you can bait a 5-second violation. No. Tries to get out of it. Singleton again making the shot. They just can't get defensive rebounds. What are you doing? It's not that hard. Dogs love balls. It is 60-53. Technically still a chance, but Gonzaga's got to go here. Oh, a make there would have been super helpful. They can get it to 5. They'll probably need to start fouling pretty early this time around. Granted, they've been fouling all game long. But I don't know if they really have the time to work with to try and let their defense do something. They kind of have that little halvesy full court defense that some of the teams like to run. 5-second violation definitely helps. Georgia Tech, what are you doing? Why are you letting this team back in this game? You have controlled this game for the majority of it. You threw it right to him. I think that's a case of the character models running back instead of them being warped, where he was looking for where his offensive player was going to be, but the defense just kind of happened to be in the same spot. That was weird. It was very weird. 61-55, so Gonzaga just can't take advantage of anything that they do positively on the other side. 62-55. We'll take a look at the stats in this because I think it's going to be really interesting to see how many shots from the line Georgia Tech got. I'm guessing that the difference in the game is going to be that 9 points. They absolutely made 9 more free throws, but they also just had so many opportunities from the line. A truly disgusting performance from the Bulldogs of Gonzaga. Just awful in every facet. They weren't great offensively. They had some bright spots, I guess, here and there. They made a couple of decent runs at it, some really bonehead plays, but they fouled so many times, especially in that first half when it was just unbelievably unnecessary. And that'll do it for the Gonzaga Bulldogs. See you later. Sorry to the people who bet on them. 64-57 is the final score here. Georgia Tech is moving on. Gonzaga, bye. Maybe show up next time and don't foul the entire stadium. Just a thought. School stats. We'll take a look at that. Current game. They let Georgia Tech shoot 69%. Nice. Well, they only shot 50%. It actually seems like they shot worse. I'll be honest. 50% seems high. 50% from 3. 8 of 9 from the free throw line. But Georgia Tech was 19 of 23. They scored 19 of their 64 points from the free throw line. 19. $15 fouls. 12 turnovers. Horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. So that is going to damage a lot of brackets. We will get a look at that here in a bit. Just get you all caught up with the standings in that situation. But for right now, we have one final game to play. It is Clemson. I went the wrong way. And Alabama. Coming up next for you, Naked Tigers, Pantsless Elephants. Big game. Alabama, an important pick for a lot of people's brackets. Well, a couple of people. It is a multi-pick champion. And I think that's it. I don't think anybody else put them in the Final Four. It was either they were picked as a champion or not to go that far at all. I would guess there was a lot of teams in this middle bracket, this second round, that were pretty popular. So I would assume that a lot of them got to Sweet 16. Like I had Gonzaga going into the Sweet 16 and then losing because I like the Elephant over the Bulldog. So I would guess that kind of knocked out Alabama, which is typically a favorite. But we have Clemson from South Carolina coming to Alabama. Tuscaloosa, Alabama, to be exact. All-American 10 minutes. Baseline mid-camera we are using. That's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. And we'll get this game going. This is game number 8. Hopefully it's, if it's a blowout, hopefully it is in the favor of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Alabama coming off a pretty good win against Penn State. Clemson took out Mississippi State to get here. And the winner gets to face a pretty tough team in whoever just played. Georgia Tech, as who just played. So here we go. Alabama, Clemson. Clemson wins the tip. Gets a couple of tough shots off there. Offensive rebound is able to get put back in for a 2-pointer there. We have Harper, Royster, Kirkland all touching the ball here. Defensive foul, Clemson. So Veal will pick up his first and the team's first foul. Royster working it around. Passes to Harper. Harper missing a pretty wide open Elephant. You can say the same thing about whoever just had the ball. I believe Kirkland missed a pretty good opportunity for an easy layup as well. Alabama using a lot of time off this initial shot clock. So we're getting down to 10 seconds remaining. Just not a whole lot going on. Crimson Tide trying to find something. Riddle's going to have to take the 3. And that's a good person to take the 3 because he made it. 3-2. Alabama. And a backcourt violation. Nicely done defensively for Alabama. Gets it into Kirkland. They worked along the left side. Riddle just jacking up a 3 from 5 feet beyond the arc. Splashes it home. 6-2 quickly. The Crimson Tide are leading. What I was going to say was something. Oh, Alabama worked a lot more on that left side the first possession See if they kind of, I was going to see if they spread it around. Instead, they gave it to Riddle. Riddle said, I'll take the 3 from here. And they'll be good. Working down the middle. Trying to get something going. Kirkland, nice find inside. He'll cheer as they slam it home and extend their lead to 8-4. Veal with a nice play there to get around it. Nice job on recovering the loose ball after the block as well. Kirkland picking up his first foul. First team foul. Send Clemson to the line for 2. Shot is up. Shot is good. It's a nice jam home by Clemson. 4-0 run here for the Tigers as they battle the Crimson Tide, the Elephants here, in the final game of part number 5. We have 3 parts to go. About 12 hours left of this tournament. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you're enjoying all that good stuff. I appreciate it very much. The mascot videos are some of the more popular videos on my channel. For some reason, inexplicably, the Men in Black video is like the second most viewed video, and is bizarre. Williams there for a nice 2. Couldn't get it to drop. Alabama started hot and hit those 2 threes. Had a nice 2 inside. They have gone cold over the last couple of minutes. Tigers have scored 4 unanswered. They haven't been particularly hot or cold. Sanford flipping it around to find Veal. Playing Tiger in the middle there. Finds all kinds of room even though there are 4 Alabama defenders in the area. Puts it in for 2. Clemson back on top by 2. 10-8. Inside for Kirkland. Gets over the dropped shoulder of the Clemson defender. And that'll put the game at a 10-all tie. 3.5 minutes gone in this one. Pretty slow-paced game. It did help that Alabama sucked a lot of the clock off initially. It has just kind of been a dribble, drive, pass, try to find some kind of lane, some kind of anything to get going here. Kirkland got blocked. Nice block by the Clemson Tigers there. Give themselves an opportunity to push this lead out. Their biggest lead's 2. Alabama's biggest lead, 4. Sanford trying to drive inside. Nice defense here by Alabama. Thought he would take the 3 initially, but instead kind of tried to drive. Alexander pump fakes. Looks like he got the elephant on his back feet a little bit. Finds Veal to Sanford, excuse me. Veal taking the 3. Not a whole lot of defense there for Alabama. Kirkland blocked, but Williams is there to pick up the loose ball, clean up the mess, and put it back in for 2. So there you go. 15-12, 5:21 remaining here in the first half. Defensive foul, should be defensive foul number 2. Nice basket there by Alabama. I was not watching. I was too busy concerned with if I knocked my big pile of crap over, which feels like it needs a reorganize. Need to pull some stuff, move some things around. I actually probably could use a big bucket and put some stuff away. Is that Gant inside Grant? Nat? I'm not 100% sure. I didn't get it. I couldn't see if there was an R in there or not. 17-14 lead here for the Clemson Tigers. Singleton on the inside. Nice recovery there by Harper. Harper couldn't get the ball to drop, and a nice offensive play by them is not rewarded with a bucket. Feels bad. Nice steal by Harper. Harper doing everything offensively, defensively. Riddle, pass forward, out of bounds. Just a mess there. Little spin by Veal. Kick over to Alexander. Alexander way too deep for a three. Harper again with the steal. Getting steals, getting offensive rebounds, hoping to get a bucket. A nice block by Clemson. Veal comes away with it. We've had had a turnover-laden couple of minutes here. Sanford, for some reason, did not take that wide-open three. I am very surprised at that. Veal trying to drive right side. Or Sanford, excuse me, trying to drive right side. 2-on-1 opportunity. Williams got to kick it back to the left. Defensive foul. Lucky that was a defensive foul and not an out-of-bounds play. 17-15. To 16. 3:29 left in the first half. It's been a good one. It's been a little sloppy here and there. Clemson's made some good defensive plays. There have been some good steals on the Alabama side of things. But not always the best or cleanest looks. There's Clemson making a beautiful fadeaway shot there. Up over the defender, and everything looked like the defender was in a pretty good position as well. Riddle for three. He'll smash it home. That's your guy. That's your three-point shooter. Give him the ball, let him tie this game up, and he did just that. 19-19. Veal on the inside, absolutely obliterated. Elephants would get that weak stuff out of here. Royster thought he maybe had a lane going towards the basket, but kind of peeled off there a little bit. Williams finds some nice space inside, and that'll be an Alabama lead, 21-19. So we have a really good back and forth game here. Neither team really leading by much. 4 or 5 points being the max. Another nice block on the inside by the defensive team. Kind of surprised he's just left him one-on-one there. Veal gets the ball. 2 blocks on 1 possession for the Alabama Crimson Tide here. Under 10 seconds. Harper steals the ball yet again. Absolute mad lad. And we have a white sock game. Shout out to Monsters Inc. 23-19 is the score here. Alabama up 4. Clemson working it around. Sanford, nice defensive rotation. Royster this time getting in on the steal action. Riddle kicking it to Harper. Gonna jam it on home. It's a big run for the Alabama Crimson Tide, who are now all of a sudden up 6. A game that they were behind in just a little bit. It was 17-17? So an 8-4 run here is given the Alabama Crimson Tide. It was an 8-2 run just a moment ago. Singleton kicks it over to Riddle. Riddle pump fakes. Maybe kind of got the Tiger to fall on his back feet just a little bit. Didn't take the 3, which is surprising. Riddle's been good from beyond the arc. The last couple of games, we have seen some players play very well from three-point land, even though they don't have the specialty sticker, just catching fire. Alexander into Nat. Veal to Veal. Wait, are there 2 Veals on the... Tied up in the double team. Stolen away by Singleton. Moves it ahead to Royster. Royster, unfortunately for him, instead of going towards the basket, the other player on Alabama faded to the left on the sideline. That's not what you want to see. A couple of blocks there. Harper coming up with the rebound. Absolute beast. Harper has been doing it all. Baskets, steals, blocks. Again, lucky to get a defensive foul there and not an out of bounds. Kick it to the person in the corner. Let them shoot the 3. You're in good position there. This is a bit of an older game, so that's probably not quite as prevalent in this style, this year of basketball, as it is in 2020, 2021. So it is part of it. Veal here with 5 on the shot clock. He's going to bounce, pass it over to Alexander. Get on that man. He's got to take the shot at the buzzer. Misses it. Got absolutely stuffed there at the end. Alabama's going to start with the ball. Harper. That's the person you want the ball in the hands of. Nice steal there by Clemson. We have 10 minutes to sort this game out, and it is 27-21 at the half. Clemson off to a good start, scoring 2 and putting themselves up 27-23. Oh, he's going to get the foul on the frickin' dunk. Oh my goodness. Harper misses the free throw. The only thing Harper hasn't done, hitting the free throw here. Steals, blocks, buckets. 29-25. So a wasted opportunity for Alabama last time down the floor to give themselves an extra point from the free throw stripe, especially after the lovely dunk. And they're going a little bit quickly here. That's a nice block again, Harper. Crushing it. Destroying basketballs out of Tiger's hands. Harper, 2 quick passes inside. Singleton, I believe, was the dunker on that situation. In Alabama, working with full momentum, a 6-point lead. And somehow there's only been a minute gone in this game. They've been very up and down. Sanford just a couple of steps too far behind. Another steal for Alabama. A missed opportunity. They got a guy wide open down in the corner. Singleton taking it off the glass and in. 8-point lead. A little bit of a run here for the Alabama Crimson Tide. Stanford bringing it up here for Clemson. I threw myself off by saying Crimson Tide, and I was like, did I just say the wrong team name? Crimson and Clemson. Veal to Sanford. Good defensive rotation here for Alabama. Did leave that shooter wide open, but it was short. Riddle driving. Gonna do a little hop step. Off a couple of angles of, or a couple of sides of the rim there. Alabama cruising now. Feeling good. Could see elephants and bees in the next round. One of them I love. The other one I say, slightly dramatically afraid of. Stepped out of bounds. I can't remember what the word that I use is. Irrational. I'm a smidge irrationally afraid of bees. Royster. Driving it inside. Gotta get that ball out. Williams coming away with the loose ball and jamming it home. Slicing through defenders. Veal on the outside. Sliding inside. Interesting decision there. Alabama didn't really rotate defensively very well at all. They've been doing a pretty good job, actually, at making sure they have players on players. But for whatever reason, that time just didn't worry about it. Veal's got the ball, coming away with it. Foul's going to send him to the line. Harper with the rare mistake on their part. That's right, it's Reginald Royster. Very fitting name, a classy name for a classy elephant. Veal, 2 for 2 from the line. Alabama's got to settle down here a little bit. They were up by 12. Now they're all only up by 8. Just kind of relax. You're good. You have 7 minutes. You don't want to be too conservative. You don't want to be too passive. That was an incredible defensive play by Clemson. But at the same time, you also don't want to run at a pace at which Clemson's going to be able to get hot because they're getting so many shots. Reginald Royster picking up 2 fouls on consecutive possessions here. Alexander will go to the line to shoot. Lead down to 6. 37-31. This is not what you want to see if you are an Alabama Crimson Tide fan or just a fan of elephants, which is what I am. Fan of elephants. Kick it to the man in the corner. Royster. Singleton into triple coverage. Throws it back out to Royster. Royster looking for Harper. Harper, who's been just on fire all over the court. Finds a nice feed there. I like that 3. They've been playing well from beyond the arc. Gets a nice tip in and pushes the lead back to 8. Gets a nice steal. Harper, again, just absolutely destroying it out on the floor here. Feels like every time that something incredible is happening, Harper is somehow a part of it. Getting the assist, stealing the ball, making the block, making the shot. Alabama struggling here from the free throw line. That's worrying if you, if the game gets close towards the end. 2 missed free throws. Nobody wanted the ball. So actually ended up being a pretty good foul there for the Clemson Tigers. Good defense on the other side there for Alabama. They'll bring it up the floor. Riddle into Williams. Williams to Singleton. Singleton spin move got stripped. Williams picked up the ball. Jams it home. Pushes the lead to double digits. And gives them a 41-31 advantage. I kind of lost my way in that sentence a little bit. Veal looking for a nice two. That's a little turnaround jumper. Hard to defend. Nice quick decision making by Veal on that last play. It seems like when Alabama can get set defensively, they're pretty good about making stops. But if you can maybe change the pacing a little bit, making sure that you're pass, shoot, instead of pass, shoot, maybe that helps get you a little bit of an advantage going towards the end of the game. Only shooting 33%. Singleton is from the line. He'll bump that up to 50. Todd's coming in for Veal. There's another Veal on the floor, so there are indeed 2 Veals here for the Clemson Tigers. Sanford inside, lost the ball. Nat picked it up. Hook shot, no good. Too strong off the right iron. Singleton ahead to Royster. Royster thought he had a lane, didn't elect to take it. He'll throw to the left to Riddle. Riddle's been pretty good outside of the arc. Harper gets the ball from Riddle, throws it to Royster. Trying to drive inside. There are 4 Tiger defenders. Singleton in excellent position to get the putback jam. Send that lead up to 12. Halfway through half number 2. Way too deep for Sanford to really do anything with that. Alexander falls away. That's a beautiful shot there. Beautiful. Royster bringing it up. Another pair of free throws here for the Crimson Tide. I almost said the Clemson Tide. They'll push the lead back up to 12. 4:13 remaining here in the second half. There's a foul. So 47-37, Alabama very quickly gets through that full court pressure. 4 minutes to go here in half number 2. Alabama largely in control of this one. Went on a bit of a run early in the later stages of the first half, and they've been pretty good about staying in control of this game. Clemson hasn't really made much of a run. Alabama's defense has been quite suffocating, caused a lot of turnovers. They haven't been the crispest offensively, and they've struggled from the free throw line, Alabama has. But they've done a good job at making sure that they're maintaining this lead. It's been between 8 and 12 points for the majority of the second half. That puts it back up to 12. Beautiful hook shot there by the Crimson Tide. And Clemson just kind of ran into a wall here. They've played well. They've had some good shots, but things like that are not great. Harper's on the other end of this jam. Absolutely fantastic if you're a fan of the Crimson Tide. I am not. I just like elephants. Veal. Oh my goodness. What a block. Looked like that elephant was completely out of the play. Somehow just showed up and annihilated that basketball. Wow. 5 team fouls here for Clemson in the second half. We're under 3 minutes to go. And this game is quickly getting out of hand. We're up to a 15-point deficit for the Alabama Crimson Tide. Misses that one. The free throws are worrying, especially as we get further into this tournament and maybe games get a little bit tighter for the Crimson Tide, and they do have to ice the game from the line. That's a little worrying as we're moving on here, but with the way they've been playing, they just look really good. They have a commanding lead here. Excuse me, I'm getting all choked up. They have a commanding lead here. They played super well defensively. They've caused so many turnovers, and they've had excellent blocked shots that maybe the free throw thing kind of escapes worry for a little bit, but at the same time, you also don't want to rely on your defense being there every single time and making sure that you have 13-point leads. You want to feel good in tight games, and if I'm rooting for Alabama, I don't know if I do feel comfortable in tight games. Clemson just couldn't get that to drop. Alexander will put it back. It was 15 points at 54-39, but it is now 11 points. 1 minute and 49 seconds remaining. There is no reason for Alabama to shoot this shot for another 20 seconds. Let the clock bleed, let it run. Tried to steal the ball. Got it a little loose. Just out of bounds. Harper keys it into Royster. 15 seconds here. Riddle. Nobody even really in the paint here. They are super spread. Riddle's the guy you want to have this ball in this situation. Royster putting it up off the left iron, and guess who it is? It's Harper with an offensive rebound here, and it looks like maybe the game got immediately stuck in that weird position, so they would burn a ton of time on this possession. Clemson, I don't think will really do anything to foul. They're pretty far out of this game. The offensive rebound really doomed them on that one, but they haven't been in this game much here in the second half. Harper, hook shot, no good. Williams comes away with the offensive rebound, and Clemson is not even going to get to touch the ball for 105 seconds. Stepped out of bounds there. 27 ticks on the clock remaining. Alabama going to cruise to a victory here. That makes it all Crimson Tide for this one. 54-44. Score is closer. And the game score is close. I don't know. Doesn't matter at all. The score is closer than would indicate. The game was well in hand for Alabama for a very long time. So it wasn't much of a worry for that second half. Alabama got off to a good start and made sure that they just continued to dominate. They never let Clemson get on any sort of run. They pushed that lead to 8, 10, up to 15, and Clemson was kind of just seemed like they were lost. Alabama's defense played absolutely fantastically. It's a good game for Alabama. Let's get you set with a tease for a game that is happening in tomorrow's Mascot Madness part. We need to go to game modes. Mascot game. This one I think is going to be the highlight. Dayton taking on the Syracuse Orange. We've seen good matchups. Minnesota and Georgia. Florida, Ball State. Georgetown, North Carolina, Connecticut, Ohio State. Some important games coming up tomorrow in March Mascot Madness 3, part number 6. And then from here on out, after tomorrow's video, it goes very quickly. We'll have 2 parts left, an entire round of the Sweet 16, and then all of the Elite 8, Final Four, third place game, and the championship game, all crushed into one video. Getting you caught up on the predictions. Math predictions, still up there. Been there since day 1. Still in the lead with 21 points. Fart King is right behind with 20. It's a guessing game immediately behind them with 19. Beebs Picks immediately behind with 18. And then myself and Go Cougs are bringing up the bottom part with a score of 17. So still within reach, 4 points. I think I only got 1 pick right today. It's just how it goes. And there you have it. Those are your standings. Those are the 8 games that we are looking at today. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. If you like content like this, scroll down, subscribe, ring the bell. You know the drill. Head on over to twitch.tv/HondaStarSharks if you'd like to watch it live. Or just stick around here on YouTube, click around for more videos. There's all kinds of March Mascot Madness, September Mascot Madness stuff going on. It's all good. It's all fun. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. We'll catch you in the next one. Have a good one.